A wee disclaimer here, we're not film experts. We're doing this for fun and to try and shine a light on films which are seen as rotten on movie review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, and to poke fun at them as well. It's a chance to highlight that the critical consensus isn't always everything.
We'd also like to remind everyone that we're about to go over all the film's details, including the plot, so there will be spoilers. Also, we just want to mention it's okay to disagree with our opinion. If you do, you can tell us and become part of the discussion. With that in mind, thanks for joining us and enjoy!
Gilmore, how many episodes of Gilmore Girls is there anyway? I was talking to the girls yesterday and I'm not sure now.
So approximately 22 per series for 7 series.
7, it's not bad.
So that's like, what, 154?
Right.
So not bad. And then
No.
there's 4 specials.
Which are the new ones.
Yeah, but they're a bit longer. They're more sort of feature length, like an hour and 20 each.
There's wee things I've noticed I quite enjoy about it, right? Like, there's, when Chris, her dad, comes back for the first episode, he comes back, assuming he comes back again, right?
You may well.
Everybody knows that because Miss Patty's phoned everybody, and then he bumps into that guy, one that's going to be Suki. Jackson. But Jackson's talking to another bunch of folk, and he's like chatting about Christopher, and he's like, oh yeah, he's got one of those money noses and all that. It's like, what? Right? Coming out with all this stuff. And in the next minute, he goes, he turns around and he sees Chris, and he just sort of smiles politely and then runs away.
I love when Jackson runs away. I think it's hilarious.
Right? But this is the thing. It was great, and I loved it. And then he ran round the corner, and then it went to the next scene, which was in Luke's, and you see him running past outside.
Uh-huh.
There's a level of attention to detail that I quite enjoy.
It is crazy detail. And that only gets like more and more and more.
Aye.
Because clearly like people loved it and people responded to it. Like there's whole episodes where it's like parallels continuing on.
Aye, that's cool though. Like
It's
from one
crazy.
thing to the next and all that. It's really well made, man.
I don't know if it's a me thing or whether it's a thing that other people experience, but I sometimes struggle to picture the map of Stars Hollow. I can't quite get in relation to like the main square where Lorelei's house is.
Aye, me either. Maybe we
Okay.
should find a map, or maybe we should just go to LA.
I think we should just go to LA.
LA.
I love LA.
Anyway, this isn't a podcast about Gilmore Girls. It's Rank Rotten.
Oh, it is Rank Rotten. Hello.
Do you think we were recording?
Nah. You lulled me into a false sense of security.
Yeah, Rank Rotten. And do you know, it feels to me, everyone's been saying to watch Gilmore Girls, and it feels like there's nothing more cozy going into the autumn season and going into the end of the year than watching that show. So
Yeah, I would definitely agree.
It's going to take me a while.
Yeah, it's a big undertaking, but
Aye.
it's so worth it.
I'm just going to chip away at it. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? So, like, I was sick last week.
Mm-hmm.
That helped a lot. Just sitting, letting it, just watching, kind of like, alright.
Yeah, you can totally just let it wash over you.
It's cool, man.
It's really
cool.
nice, and the characters are good, stories are good.
But you know what the
problem?
problem is here? It's no spooky enough, man.
Yeah, definitely not.
It's no spooky enough. And this is Halloween, but it's no Halloween. Is there a Halloween special with spooky things and
Not as far as I remember.
No, but you know what felt like a Halloween special? Casper, 1995, and it's what we're here to talk about today.
It is indeed.
Isn't
Up
it?
in the spook factor from Gilmore Girls.
That's it. And again, once again in the room, we've got a few spooky bits and bobs, and it's been quite nice. And we've got Pumpy, he's back again this week. And Thing is over there with you. Is he doing all right?
He's doing good.
Good. Pumpy is here. He is the spirit of Halloween, harbinges Halloween for us each year.
He does.
And he approves of this month. He's had a great month.
Mm-hmm.
And he's having a good time. And he's been infusing us with his spookiness and sitting in the podcast room with us to sort of oversee everything.
Yeah, bringing the spooky vibes and very much overseeing our spooky snacks as well.
Oh, I know, that's it. And we have many. We had our witch's hair. Ooh.
Really
and,
nice.
We had some other spooky ones. Then we had Roundtree's Randoms. They're not that spooky, but they're very nice. And Grzeszki bars, which are Polish chocolate bars, which are delicious.
Mm-hmm.
And then note to mention, just to top it off, I missed note to mention your dad's tablet.
Yes.
He heard us talking about the tablet earlier on this season, and he delivered.
He did deliver the goods.
So
Thanks,
I kept
Dad.
I kept a wee bit aside for the day, so we've got a wee bit here.
Yes.
And that will certainly keep you fueled.
Definitely, yeah. This podcast is run on sugar today.
So, Pumpy, would you like to say hello while you're here or anything at all? Say hello to the listeners or anything. Brand new.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pumpy. That was really, really special.
Yeah, very heartfelt.
That's it. He wants everybody to have a spooktastic time. I'm really sorry. I am impossible at this time of year. Eh?
Yeah, it's your Christmas.
Yep. It really, really is. But I'll tell you what, I feel like Casper really is Halloweeny. You know, it really was the perfect film to pick for our Halloween special. And not just because it turned 30 years old this year, right? Not just because of that, but because it is very Halloweeny.
It is super Halloweeny. It's got ghosts. It's got a Halloween party.
It doesn't directly reference Halloween that much, and there isn't a plot based on Halloween, but it is based at Halloween time and really leans into the spooky manor thing. And it kind of, you know, so it felt like a good one to pick for this. Yeah,
and it's one that I think a lot of people will recognise and a lot of people will know. And I think it might surprise a lot of people that it's actually rotten.
Yeah, man, I think so. But having watched it again, I can sort of see why. I went in feeling that I was gonna have a difficult time seeing past the nostalgia, because when we sat down to watch this, I realised how well I knew it. You were laughing because I was kept saying, "Oh, this bit's great," or knowing bits that were going to come up, or knowing, which is kind of annoying sometimes, I know. But like when when you're watching something like that, you realise how much you know, because I used to watch it all the time, and that's when I remembered it was one of the tapes we had.
Was it an official tape?
It was a real boat tape, probably for Asda.
Wow.
Right, and I watched it a lot, and so when that film started, I didn't realise that I knew it word for word, scene for scene.
Okay, I can understand that.
Because we haven't watched it for so long, I kind of forgot it was in that part in my brain.
Yeah, and it's amazing how much your brain actually stores.
Aye, totally. Like, I had a hard time. I was worrying because I thought, I'm going to have a hard time critiquing this or thinking about this in any other way apart from positively, because, you know, in the interest of a weighted argument, because I know it so well.
Yes.
And because I've got that nostalgia factor. But I'll be honest, when I was watching it, I was able to pick things out that I didn't think were good. So, you know, I've got a mixed bag for today for this one.
Excellent. We do love a mixed bag. We like to see both sides.
Totally. Do you know what? It was interesting. I was looking up earlier on. Kat and I were actually watching Casper cartoons this morning, weren't we?
We were. Oh, I love them.
With our breakfast, and then later on a bit more with our Starbucks pumpkin spice lattes and toffee apple muffins or whatever they were.
Got to make the most of it while they're here.
Oh yeah, I know. That toffee apple muffin, man.
So good.
I am the muffin man. These days are me, actually.
Oh, I do love a muffin.
I swear to God.
They're so calorific.
I worry about my intake of muffins, the sugar, the fat. You know what, though? That's for later on. This is Halloween. We're not worrying about that.
Exactly.
Halloween, everything's calorie free.
Exactly.
But yeah, it said, I was looking online and I found a wee passage here, right? And this is really interesting. So I thought, what's the origins of Casper? Like, I know he's a Harvey Comics. I know he's a Harvey Comics character. But then I was like, but how did he come about? And so I was trying to find the origins, that it's been disputed. The origins of Casper are disputed.
No way, controversial topic.
That's it, between the two creators, Seymour Wright and Joe Oriotto.
I was really hoping you were going to say like Joe Left.
And Joe Left and Joe Wright. So yeah, the origins of Casper are disputed, with both Seymour Wright and Joe Oriotto claiming to be the character's creator. According to Aurelio, Casper was created on a Halloween night to assuage his 4-year-old daughter Joan's fear of the dark.
Oh, that's quite a cute
Now, that's
story.
a nice story, right?
Yeah.
But he made a cardboard cutout, allegedly, of a friendly ghost and hung it on a backyard tree to show that not all ghosts are bad. Right, and that's how he thought of Casper. So, although Joan has corroborated the story, so she's like, I know that did happen, but she was a child, so Seymour Wright maintains that Casper was born with a short story that he conceived and wrote entirely by himself. And that he gave to Oriolo to illustrate.
Oh, that's awkward.
That's it. So Wright concluded Joe created the actual cartoon of the character, but the concept series, idea and plotline were mine. Prior to Joe's involvement, Joe played an important part, but I was Casper's legit papa.
God.
He said. It's kind of wild, eh? It feels much more dramatic than it should be. Having watched some Casper cartoons this morning, I was sitting watching them and I was like, Kat, I've seen this. Kat, I've seen this, because I hadn't realised. I think I might have had tapes when I was a kid. I was in the cartoon. We had lots. My mum and dad used to collect a lot of tapes for me that were just loaded with cartoons, Looney Tunes ones, and, you know, everything. And I think some Casper must have been in amongst it, because watching that, I'd seen those before, and it felt like a very long time ago. But it's so cosy and it's so lovely, and it's just 100% not supposed to be scary in any way. It's supposed to be super soothing, relaxing and chilled to watch.
Yeah, it's properly wholesome.
Aye.
And I also had the tape, but I had like a proper official tape that had like a little selection of episodes on it that I really loved.
Aye, I think that it feels weird to know that there's this like drama behind the creation of the character.
It's a weird one, I guess, because they kind of both could be right in that if one's had the idea but one's done the illustration, then they both kind of have a hand in creating the character.
It could be, as the truth often is, somewhere in the middle. Well, anyway, enough about his past. Let's fast forward to the 90s when the film actually came out. Let's talk some details about Casper. So Casper came out, right? Get this, right? 26th of May 1995. That's not Halloween.
I know, amazing odd choice.
Very strange.
Like, because I know that Hocus Pocus came out in either the summertime, I think it was July time.
It was, yeah.
Which I felt was unusual, but May's even earlier than that. Maybe it's to try and catch the kids' summer holidays, but it still feels a bit weird.
Well, this is the thing. I think it came out later here, at the end of July.
Okay.
So it's still not really that close to Halloween. So.
No.
Anyway.
It stood a chance of still being in the cinema at that point because films were in the cinema for a lot longer. Or it certainly felt that way.
I don't know. I always felt this was it's such a Halloween feeling movie.
It really is.
To release it that early, I don't know, weird. The runtime's 101 minutes, so it's not that long, actually. It felt like it went by really quick, I think, because I was just having a good time watching it, to be honest.
Yeah.
It had a budget of $55 million. And it made 288 million, so that was a hell of a profit.
That is a hefty profit. I bet they're very pleased.
Oh yeah.
The director of this movie is Brad Silberling. It was written by Sherry Stoner and Deanna Oliver.
Oof, imagine that, man.
I know.
Having the name Stoner.
She's not alone. There's many.
Well, one of us. Sorry.
One of you. The music was by James Horner, who has quite the back catalogue, I think.
It's absolutely unreal. Like, I was looking at this guy's back catalogue, scores that he's done. Aliens, Avatar, American Tail, Braveheart, Apollo 13, A Beautiful Mind, Wrath of Khan, The Land Before Time. It's just insane.
Wow.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas, which was the Jim Carrey one. The Legend of Zorro, The Karate Kid 2010, Amazing Spider-Man. Like, it's just crazy. It's quite a mixed bag there, though, because he's not doing like Jumanji, by the way, as well. He's not doing one genre, he's doing like all different ones.
Impressive. Cool. That's very versatile.
I heard that there was some criticisms of him recycling some of his melodies and stuff.
Okay.
But I'm just like, to be fair, he's written music for loads of films I like, and that's good enough for me.
Yep, good enough for me too.
There might be controversy there, I don't know, but I'm not willing to look into it.
He did all right for this film.
He did great for this film, and he's done great for many others, is the way I see it now, so...
The production studio for this film was Amblin Entertainment and the Harvey Entertainment Company.
Like, do you know, Amblin, do you know, it's just like, there's something about it that's just your childhood. There's so many movies that are encapsulated in that. Do you know what I'm saying?
E.T.
Right, E.T., Gremlins, Back to the Future, American Tail, Land Before Time, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Jurassic Park, Twister, Men in Black. It's
the
unreal.
List goes on and on. Thursday Murder Club.
Exactly. It's just, I've never seen Twister, actually, come to think of it.
Have you not?
No, I never. So I obviously then never seen the new one either.
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe I should watch the OG one. 1996, I think. Yeah.
That's about right.
Men in Black, though. I was obsessed with that when that came out. Every kid was my age, I think.
Yeah, it was very much a generational thing.
So it is.
This film is not based on a book, but it is based on Harvey Comics, where Casper appears.
Hence the Harvey Entertainment Company.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yes. There are a couple of taglines for this film. The afterlife of the party.
That's class.
Sometimes all you need is a little spirit, which I quite like.
Woo.
And seeing is believing.
That's the cool one. I like that one.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Yeah, it was like everywhere when this film was being advertised. From what I remember, I was 8.
Yeah.
But certainly seeing is believing, something that's in here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Sorry, I'm tapping my head. But definitely a cool tagline. I like that.
For sure, yeah.
The synopsis for this movie was, Casper is a kind young ghost who peacefully haunts a mansion in Maine. When Dr James Harvey arrives to communicate with Casper and his fellow spirits, he brings along his teenage daughter Kat. As Casper and Kat grow close, their budding relationship is complicated by relatives, both living and dead.
Colour me intrigued.
The tomato meter, right, is 58%. So it's quite close to being fresh.
It's quite close to being fresh. It's sort of kind of edging between the two camps. The popcorn meter was slightly less favourable, surprisingly, at 50%, which I'm quite surprised at. But cinema score managed to give it an A overall.
There you go.
So that is interesting.
It's that sort of recency thing. You've just watched it and somebody's going to say what you think. You're going to give them an honest reaction without any research or influence or outside influence, unless you've had a conversation with your pal between the thing to the lobby, which we often do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then it normally ends with me turning into you and going, what do you mean you didn't like it?
I was thinking about this actually through the week, and it's a bit of a weird one with Cinema Score because they pull people actually coming to the cinema. People must be interested enough to go and buy a ticket to see it in the cinema. Mm. So you are kind of getting a slight bias there, potentially.
That's a fair point, yeah.
But
I've went to see many a film I didn't want to see.
Yeah, but we will go and see any old two, and that's why we started this podcast.
It's true. We just wanted to quickly say, if you're enjoying the podcast, please consider doing a wee rating or a review wherever you're listening.
The more ratings we have, the more people see the podcast, and the more people join our little club.
Aye, that's right. Ratings and reviews increase visibility or whatever, isn't it?
Yeah.
Most popular podcast platforms like Spotify or Apple Podcasts allow you to leave a wee rating or a review. So wherever you're listening, if you can consider doing that, we'd massively appreciate it.
We really, really would.
As well as that, if you'd like to follow us on our socials, they are as follows. Instagram, Threads, TikTok and Blue Sky are all at Rank Rotten Pod. That's at Rank Rotten Pod for Instagram, Threads, TikTok and Blue Sky.
And we're also on Facebook as Rank Rotten, a Rotten Movies podcast. You can also subscribe to us on YouTube, as well as listen to the full episodes there too. That's also at Rank Rotten Pod.
You can also email us at rankrottenpod@gmail.com. You can send us any feedback or let us know what you thought of any of the movies we've talked about, suggest a rotten film, or just say hello. Again, that email address is rankrottenpod@gmail.com.
Anyway, should we get into the plot now?
Totally, let's do it, man. So do you know, I noticed right away, right, the logo.
Oh, for God's sake.
In all fairness, I wouldn't normally mention it, but it was the Universal logo and it turned into a moon. It was cool.
I did like that.
And it was like, ooh, nighttime spooky for the get-go, you know what I mean?
It was a beautiful moon.
It was nice, aye. It was a full moon. So in Friendship, Maine, which is the town where Casper comes from because he is the friendly ghost, therefore he lives in Friendship. Two friends have been dared to explore Whipstaff Manor, which is basically a big haunted house.
Yeah, on a hill.
Yeah, like you'd see in a Halloween decoration or drawn in a cartoon.
Yeah, actually, it's on a cliff.
It is on a cliff. It's pretty dramatic.
Yeah, seaside property.
It looks like the house in Guest House Paradiso.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Which is the movie that Rick Mayall and Adrian Edmondson made, which is basically Bottom the movie, but it wasn't Bottom. So when I was a kid, I was a bit like, this isn't right. It feels weird. It's very dark and more so than Bottom. So
wow, that's pretty dark.
Yeah, I honestly, that's how I remember it. But the house reminds me of that. But anyway, they climb under the gate and they enter the house. And to prove they have been inside, they need to take a Polaroid inside. But they're struggling to find a way to get a picture of them both in it.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm quite good at taking a selfie.
You're the selfie king.
So they needed me around to be like, just do this with a big giant arm.
I've got a good reach for selfies.
But a voice offers to help them take the photo.
Oh, that's kind.
That's it. And it transpires that the voice is a ghost. And upon realising that the ghost is speaking to them, the boys run away with the Polaroid taken, and their frightened faces sort of falling to the ground.
Yeah, so as we're going into the credits, you see the picture developing.
That parent's face, by the way. Right, I have never forgotten this, but since I was a child, the one on the right of the picture, his mouth is huge. He's like, it looks like it's been doctored to make it, and it might have been. Or he's just got a huge mouth.
Yeah, either way, like that kid is famous just for that, because that is an achievement.
Big gob boy.
Big old gob. There was the line I liked when the kids were talking to each other before they got frightened out of the manor, where it's like, people will think we're chicken, and one of the little boys just turned to the other one and goes, I can live with that.
I'd rather not go into a haunted house, so there.
Yeah, fair enough.
I would, but only to visit.
Yeah, I'm not staying the night.
And no for a night.
That's what always puts me off ghost hunting, is the fact you have to do it at night. Like, I'm quite a wee early bedder.
I didn't want to go ghost hunting, I want to go to bed.
It's past my bedtime.
See, the bairns get in the picture and the spooky house, for me, for the film, immediately feels cosy.
Yeah, I would agree. Like, it's just, even the colouring of it is quite kind of, let's get cosy jumpers on.
I kind of chickened out for the Halloween specials because I picked two relatively cosy movies that represent Halloween to a degree. Hubie Halloween's Halloween through and through, and this is based at Halloween, but is synonymous with Halloween. I feel. But they're both kind of cosy. We should have picked a slasher.
We cover slashers all year round.
There's good. Exactly. It doesn't have to be Halloween to get some slasher action.
No, it does not.
And also the music, man. The music in this film rocks, man, right? Actually reminds me of, like, it's so iconically linked with this movie.
It really is.
As all the best soundtracks do. There's a running sort of motif through it and it's nice. The next scene takes place in like a lawyer's office, and there's a lawyer explaining to two people. He's explaining to Carrigan Crittenden.
What a name.
I know, eh? Honestly, like, see, before I saw this when I was a kid, I'd never heard of Carrigan, and I've never met a Carrigan since, or heard one.
No, not I.
And I've seen a lot of names coming through when I worked at a certain university, and never seen that name before, again.
No, I also worked in an industry that gets a lot of names through, and it's not one that's come up a lot.
If you're a Carrigan out there, you let us know.
Yeah, you're a rare breed.
We're no underrepresenting the Carrigans. More the Carrigans!
Yeah.
Right. And also our colleague / lackey Dibs And she gets pretty miffed at being left just this manner, which is, as they sort of are made to understand, is decrepit and not condemned almost. She tosses the deed into the fire.
She does. She's a little brat.
She is. And then an invisible ink inscription in the deed reveals that there's a treasure hidden somewhere in the manor. And Carrigan's like, we're going to get that treasure.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing, Dibs. Come on.
Let's go. Dibs is also played by Eric Idle.
He is played by Eric Idle, as in of Monty Python fame.
Yes.
And many other things. He's a British icon, but I think appreciated the world over.
100% think that's the case.
You know, not everyone finds Monty Python's comedy fun, but Eric Idle is the musical genius behind it all.
He is.
As well as hilarious on screen. So, every character he played in Monty Python.
Yeah, and he's just genuinely seems like one of these people that's got like funny bones.
Yeah, totally. Let's not forget, he's the one that starts the song, Always Look on the Bright Side of Life at the End of Life of Brian, whilst he's being crucified. It is hilarious.
Yeah.
And Carrigan is played by Kathy Moriarty.
Oh, another, like, she's got a cracking name in real life.
But she, you know, I didn't know her from anything. I looked into a few things. I've probably missed something. There's probably a film I'll know her from. But the one thing I knew her from is that she played Tish, who is Helga's mum in Hey Arnold.
Oh, wow.
And the lawyer's played by Ben Stein, or Steen. But let's go for Stein, because it's Halloween, right?
That's as good a reason.
Ben Frankenstein. And he's been in loads of stuff, and I recognised his face immediately. And I know he's done a lot of voices. He did the voice. He was in The Mask. I think he plays like the therapist in The Mask.
He is the therapist in The Mask.
And he's done loads of voices, including, I think, in The Mask animated show. But the inscription says, Buccaneers and buried gold, whipstaff doth a treasure hold.
Oh, hey, if that's not going to pique your interest, nothing is.
And it glows, and it's kind of cool. It's like, ooh. So yeah, now they're off to get the treasure, basically.
Yeah, there's a few points in this scene where Carrigan highlights how much of a horrible person she is, and that she puts out a cigarette on the lawyer's desk.
Yeah, it's rude, man. Right on the desk. There's no just right on the desk.
Straight on the desk. And when Dibs puts his hand in the fire to fish out the deed, he gets quite badly burned, and he's like, oh, I think I need a doctor. And she's like, well, there's plenty in Maine, and just drags him off.
Come on, let's go. They then use some sort of teleportation device, because they end up at Whipstaff pretty quickly. And they're there and are greeted by a friendly but lonely ghost named Casper.
Duh.
Who is the namesake of this movie and a cute wee soul, so he is.
So he is. When they enter the manor, and they're using a lighter to see round because it's very dark and there's no electricity. And Dibs sets his thumb on fire. It's in a big bandage by this point. And he goes, I must warn you, I'm armed. And then he pulls out his phone, which starts ringing.
I am armed. And then he whips the phone and it just goes. Also, my favourite bit is when he goes, are you a transient? When they hear the voice. And I'm like, does he mean transparent? No, I was like, Kat, is that posh American for a hobo?
Yes, that is.
Fair enough. Are you a transient? It's so funny. And then at this point, it also had me thinking, why have we not played this soundtrack at Halloween, man?
I know.
It's perfect.
It is a really good one. To be fair, I did spend a lot of time listening to the Hocus Pocus soundtrack last year, so maybe this will be
this year's version.
Yes.
I've been listening to the Trick or Treat soundtrack, walking about since the summer. So
that's just you, spooky boy through and through.
Streaming on Spotify on my walks in the summertime. Do you know? And also, I actually dig the visuals still. I feel like this is the next to natural progression from, say, where we were at with Roger Rabbit. Mm-hmm. You know, they wanted to do that animation over the thing, and that's kind of what they did here, but they did it with 3D animation. But it still looks like a cartoon, and they still did a good job of making Casper look like Casper. We can all see it's Casper from they've just remodeled him a little bit and modernised him a little bit, and he looks cool, you know?
Definitely, and I think it still looks great. Like 30 years on, I think they've done it so tastefully.
Yeah.
That, like, I think the fact that it's got like softer edges to make them look kind of
because they're
ethereal.
A bit translucent and stuff. It hasn't aged that badly at all, I would say. I don't think so. People will disagree, and that's cool. But when I'm watching it, I'm visually satiated.
I agree, and also it doesn't fall into that uncanny valley like Polar Express does.
Ugh, I've still never watched that movie, and you know, people tell me it's great and I'd love it, and you're probably right, but I see if the visuals didn't sit right with you, and people might say that about this film too, so you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Polar Express is a whole discussion in itself.
It is, seems to be huge popular though. We always get the train up at the Waverley station nearby at Christmas time.
Yeah, we do, and the kids.
And I always kind of want to go to see it, but then I've never seen the movie, so why would I wait in a queue to see a train I've never seen in a movie before?
Exactly.
But then you're always like, should I take the opportunity because it's here? Like when they were filming Avengers and we were up there all the time going up the escalator and peeking over the fence so we could see what was going on.
I know, it made my daily commute much more interesting.
It was really cool, eh?
It was cool.
Green screen was the biggest green screen I've ever seen, and it lived in the station for ages.
It was, yeah.
They redesigned part of the station. They had like new newsstands and all that weren't there. They were all there for the movie. It was the budget on that film must have been astronomical. It was impressive. Basically, when they see Casper, they then freak out, and the resultant panic summons Casper's 3 obnoxious uncles, Fatso, Stinky, and Stretch.
Yes, it does. He asked them not to scream.
Yeah, otherwise known as the Ghostly Trio.
Ah, okay. That's good. They've got a group name.
Introduced in 1956.
There we go. They're aging like fine wine.
Fright from Wrong was the name of the episode, because we watched it just about an hour ago.
We did, and it was very good.
Let's watch the Ghostly Trio's first episode, and they look very different.
Yeah, they do. It's quite hard to distinguish.
There was a follow-up later on, and it was obviously years down the line. They look a little bit more like they would here, sort of thing.
Yeah, they're a bit more defined.
A little bit more, but it was kind of cool. But I always enjoyed this because I see when they arrive and there's that noise and it's really horror heavy because you get this swirl from the swirly floor. So the Whipstaff Manor has this amazing, iconic swirly floor. It's almost very Tim Burton-esque in its design. The Ghostly Trio come up from it. And the noises, like, it's demonic.
It is quite, yeah.
And I remember being a kid, I was like 8 when I saw this, and I was like, this is kind of scary, but I kind of like it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So 8 years old me, little did I know I was going to get obsessed with horror later on. But
yes.
I've said this before about many things, but perhaps this was a soft entrance for me and many others into that genre, you know?
I think that's probably quite a good call. The interiors on Whipstaff Manor are brilliant. The set design is just crazy good.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's very dusty.
We then see a sort of montage of Carrigan and Dibbs hiring some professionals. The two that we see are actually both famous characters. Firstly, we get Father Guido Sarducci. And so, this character, since I was a kid, I was like, that priest cracks me up. The way he talks, his delivery, his comedic timing, everything is so funny to watch ever since I was a kid. And I always found him really odd. And I was always like, that feels really out of place in this movie. And I did not know until like yesterday when I was looking into some stuff for this. And completely unrelated, I found that this guy was in it and he was a character from Saturday Night Live.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Aye, played by Don Novello. So it was the comedian who played the character. And it's a funny one because it's something that I've always linked with this film. Mm-hmm. Father Guido Sarducci has some hilarious lines when he's trying to instill in them that he's quite confident going into this thing, even though it sounds like he maybe isn't 100% confident.
So tell me, you have experience.
I have quite a bit of experience. Not, like exactly doing it, but I've studied it. And I've talked to people who have done it. I've seen the videos, and I feel very confident that with my knowledge, I could do it, no problem.
Then you can handle this.
It's no problem. It's like no problem whatsoever. Piece of cake, piece of crumb cake.
Right, honestly, right. And see that crumb cake thing? That was the bit that was stuck in my head because the way he says it. It's just so funny. And I felt almost, I wasn't sure if it was culturally appropriate for me to do that impression until I realised Don Novello was from like Ohio or something. So he himself was having fun with the whole Italian priest character, I think.
Yeah, you've done a parody of a parody.
A parody of a parody, if you will. And then I was like, what's crumb cake, man?
I have no idea what crumb cake is. No clue. But I do like almost all forms of cake.
But I'll tell you, it's apparently a moist, rich cake, right? It's covered with streusel as its sort of defining feature.
Excellent.
Do you know what that is?
Nope. I watched a lot of Bake Off and that's still not...
It's basically a crumbly topping. Like you get on crumble.
Oh, that sounds like it would
well
well up my
squirrel,
street.
eh?
That sounds like it would well up my street.
Aye, it's basically a cake with crumb on it. We should maybe look into it.
I want to make that. Yeah.
I'll make you some crumb cake.
Piece of cake.
And the other person they call upon is Stance from Ghostbusters, played actually by Dan Aykroyd.
The actual Dan Aykroyd has a cameo, which is impressive.
And then he comes out and you hear the screaming of the ghost saying, he comes out and what does he say?
Who are you going to call? Someone else. Loved it.
Someone else. I love it. It's so funny. Basically, all their attempts to get rid of the ghosts doesn't work. They even try to demolish the building, but the ghosts scare off the wrecking crew.
I know.
A whole lot of them.
Aye, Carrigan's like, but you're sweaty construction types.
She's no nice, ma'am.
She's not a nice lady, no.
So after all the drama, Casper looks a bit fed up and we see him watching the telly and he sees a news story about a therapist called James Harvey who can communicate with ghosts, helping them to move on to the next world by helping them resolve their unfinished business, keeping them on Earth. You know, theoretically, it's a good idea.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea, and the news story does paint him out to be a bit of a crackpot.
Yeah, I think it's almost respectful, but it is a bit. They make it all creepy kooky, the thing.
Yeah,
it's no problem for James Harvey if you're a ghost, and it's like, ooh.
But they interview Kat
at school.
At school, and I just feel so sorry for it, and that's what makes me think that they're being a bit sort of facetious about it all.
I true, because then they're like, "Has your father ever hurt you in any way?" And she's like, "What?"
Aye, she's just like, "Leave me alone."
By the way, a good time to mention because we see Dr James Harvey here.
We do.
And we see Kat, who are played by Bill Pullman and Christina Ricci.
They are.
Which is awesome to see.
She is the queen of Halloween.
Because this is Bill Pullman's second Rank Rotten movie.
I know. Ding, ding, ding.
And he was in Maine in the last one too, back in Lake Placid.
Goodness me. As I say, it's a web we weave.
I'm not joking when I say this. I could draw a graph of all the movies we've done and I think link them all together somehow.
Yeah.
It's actually mad how often this has happened.
Yeah, I think you could do that, actually.
Can't remember how many movies it was until we got to New York City.
Yeah, it was quite a few.
At least the first two movies. I can't remember. When you see James Harvey, I wonder if that's a nod to Harvey Comics.
I thought this as well. I think
Just wondered
it might
that.
be.
Yeah. Makes sense. Hey, why not? Chuck that in. Mm-hmm. He's getting interviewed on the news and he comes out with an absolute stinger of a line, which just tickled me because it's the way he puts it. Eh? You can call them ghosts if you like, or as I prefer, the living impaired. But the bottom line is, they need help sometimes, just like the rest of us. The living impaired.
Excellent. Yeah, selling a service. I like it.
He's not wrong. They're living impaired. That's maybe the way we should think about the dead. If you believe that they're around. Mm. That's another whole podcast topic.
Yeah, no. It's a wider topic than for here.
But Casper is immediately like, hey, when he sees Kat on the TV.
Yeah.
And he basically decides, I actually really like this bit, right? He then decides that he needs James Harvey. He then decides he needs Carrigan to see this news report because then she'll bring Brett Harvey and then he'll get to meet Kat.
Yeah.
So he travels through the electrics. Blowing my mind, didn't know ghosts could do that.
I know. I'm not sure they can, but this movie certainly paints that way.
They can so, right?
Oh, right.
And when they're going, there's a little pew sound when he's travelling through the cables. There. And in the background it's like do 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 do. It's class.
It's very good. It's
right?
Super joyful.
And he gets there and then Carrigan sees the news story and then she hires James Harvey.
So Casper's plan has worked.
Yes. When we initially see Casper with the TV as well, he's watching a Casper cartoon.
Is he?
Aye, because there's a woman that's like, oh, ghost, with the eyes coming out. And he's just like, oh, I rolls his eyes and flicks over to hard copy instead.
I like that.
And what's self-respecting 12-year-old is going to watch hard copy over watching cartoons?
I know. To be fair, he's also watching Mr. Rogers.
Oh, he does watch Mr. Rogers for a bit, that's right.
I was like, that's super wholesome. I love it.
Aye.
Very nice. We could use a bit more Mr. Rogers in our lives right now.
Aye, everybody could.
Yeah. Lovely man.
Tom Hanks played a movie. I think we should watch that.
I'm totally on board for that. Love Tom Hanks.
And you hear Carrigan ordering room service or something, and she orders all this like ice creams or whatever, and all this heavy stuff, and then she goes, and a Pepsi Max.
Well, yeah, because it's a pint of rum and raisin and then a diet Pepsi, because of course you don't want to have sugar in your Pepsi when you've had a pint of rum and raisin. Oh no, because that's too much. Yeah, that would. To be fair, I did that the day I went to Starbucks. I was like, I'll have that toffee apple muffin, and I'll have a pumpkin spice latte, no cream, and skim milk. Yeah, but that offsets so that allowed me to have the muffin. Yeah, limits the damage to a degree, ever so slightly. Still coming in at about probably 700 calories for the whole lot. I know, but we're not counting. It's Halloween. It's Halloween. They don't count. Also, right, mad dumbass child mind. I went to Disney when I was a kid. When I was 5 years old, I went to Disneyland for the first time, and I didn't go again until 2024, last year, when we went with the fam, right? But we stayed in the Santa Fe Hotel, which is now Cars themed. But back then, it was Western themed, and they had a big Clint Eastwood cardboard, like, billboard picture, and now it's changed to a Cars picture. We saw it when we were there last. We did.
But it was the Hotel Santa Fe. So she picks up the phone and then she goes to whatever operator. She's like, get me Santa Fe. And I was like, she's phoning Disneyland.
Oh,
I was convinced as a kid I didn't understand why she was phoning Disneyland.
Oh.
But I was like, you know what? Let's not worry about it. Let's just watch the movie.
Yeah.
That was back then where I could forget about things like that. But now it's like, I need to know.
I know, and I think that's partly a problem with having the internet on your phone.
It is. You
kinda
stop
let
all the
things
time.
go.
We're trying to get better at not doing that. But the other day we did pause Paranorman, I think, to check who somebody was.
Yeah, I don't know.
I remember watching Paranorman or Box Trolls or one of them. I can't remember.
I think it was Box Trolls because I really wanted to know who the voices
Somebody
were because it was such a
died.
British cast.
Aye, that's right.
We see Harvey and Kat in the car, and it's clear that they've been travelling around the country a while. Like, she makes note that this is her 9th school in 2 years, and Harvey is clearly on the lookout for his dead wife, Amelia, and he's determined to find her ghost, which is dreadfully sad.
Aye, it's quite clear that's because she's like, you know, you're not going to find her or whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Very difficult for all involved, I think. However, he makes a promise to her that this is the last time he'll have a look. This is the one last shot, and if not, they'll just settle down and she can start building a life and making friends and stuff, which is quite nice.
It must be difficult. I mean, there are kids all over the world that get moved around because their parents were working. Although this is a sort of fantastic scenario. That's the real life thing.
It is, yeah.
So you're immediately appealing to kids who might be in that position.
And also it's every child's fear, you know, starting a new school, trying to make friends again. Very difficult.
I never started a new school, but I did go from one area to the next, going from primary to secondary school.
Mm-hmm.
And doing that was hard enough.
Yeah.
It's mental.
Tough time as well. Like, a tough age to be starting again. But anyway, happy, cheery thoughts. When they're in the car, we see them driving towards a sign for Los Angeles and then them having to turn around because that's not the direction they're going in.
Yeah, he's like, oh, we're going the wrong way. He just spins the car around. And so the sign says something like 840 odd miles to LA. And I'm like, so how far is LA to Maine? So I checked and it's 3,122 miles, so about 45 hours worth of driving.
45 hours?
So let's shave off the 800. They're still way over 2,000 miles to travel. And they drove 2,000 miles to Maine.
Wow.
And thankfully, we didn't get much of that.
No.
It just cuts to the next bit.
It
And
really
I'm happy
does.
with that because I didn't see them driving for that long.
So they arrive in Friendship, Maine, and they drive through the town, and oh my goodness, it's stunning.
It's amazing. I've wrote that here too. It's gorgeous, man.
The colours in the trees, like it's got the proper reds and oranges, like beautiful. Like we're really lucky in that we get a lot of that.
Our leaves are very much golden falling and brown and reds, and it's awesome.
Yeah, a couple more weeks will be none left.
Aye, and I know. I love that thing though with this movie because it feels like you're watching, say, Hocus Pocus again. That's that cosy Halloween vibe, and they did that quite well.
They arrive at the manor and they make a really interesting comment about like, oh, the manor looks something out of a Stephen King book.
Yeah, Kat says that. Aye.
Yeah, and I really like that because all his books are set in Maine.
That's a nice wee nod.
Yeah, I like
Isn't it?
that.
Like, apparently Stephen King wrote his books based in Maine, most of them, because that's where he grew up.
Well, they always say write what you know, so
Aye,
why
it's
not?
like Ian Rankin.
Yeah.
He wrote all those books based in Edinburgh. We've not even watched it yet, but the first episode of Derry is out now, I believe.
Oh,
Welcome
nice.
to Derry
Welcome
is
to
out
Derry,
now.
yeah.
So we need to get that watched.
Yes,
In
super
fact,
spooky.
It's perfect time, isn't it?
It is the perfect time.
So, we walk into Whipstaff. This is our first proper look at the room, our first proper look at the swirly floor. And my immediate response was this. Everybody now, meow, rock your body on. Okay, and that song.
Yeah.
That's what this reminded me immediately. And I'm like, that song was written for this movie. But it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
I found out afterwards. Mentally.
Yeah, but it's 100%. It's such a distinctive floor that I was also like, that's definitely the Backstreet Boys, everybody now. Although that song's been ruined for us by that Just Eat advert.
Chicken satay. Yeah. What's it called in the US
Chicken
again?
chow mein. Menu log?
Menu log. Aye, so it's Just Eat here.
Yeah.
Maybe Australia is menu log.
I think
can't
it's
remember.
Australia's menu log. But Backstreet Boys, Halloween Kings.
They are definitely part of the Halloween thing.
But you never know. I might have a bit of trivia about that later.
That means, okay, cool. I'll shut up about the Backstreet Boys then. So after the wee dance, like the Backstreet Boys in the hallway, there's clearly some sort of issue with the power, and Kat goes about trying to fix the fuse box, and Dr. Harvey is sort of lingering around, and it's quite clear that he might not actually know what to do in this situation. It suggests to me that perhaps she's been looking after herself for quite some time, but not just herself, but him too.
Yeah, especially at such a young age, and given the fact that he's been grieving the loss of his wife.
Exactly, so I think that's what's happened. They've sort of to muscle in together, but she, a young girl, has an understanding of these things that a girl at that age wouldn't normally have.
No.
It's quite noticeable.
Yeah.
And then she wanders around and she goes into the uncle's room.
Mm.
And it's almost like a Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs scenario. Like, there's beds with names on them, and she's looking through the names, And she's like, oh, Fatso and Stinky, and she's reading through them, and Kat was like, Grosso, because you were just trying to remember the names, and you were like, Grosso.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. I think Grosso's a good name.
Kat invented a fourth uncle, Grosso.
Grosso the ghost.
He's Stinky's twin. It works.
Oh, hey.
There you go.
Take that for free, Harry Comics.
Grosso. But she sees the names and everything, and it's quite cool.
Did you notice the ventilator above Stinky's bed?
No.
Yeah, so there's like this big sort of duct above his bed to kind of soak up his stink. Kind of like, you know, a fan extractor over like a hob. I
actually really appreciate that level of detail to do that just because he smells. And it's probably quite a lot of effort to do that just for that little gag that I didn't even notice that you did, which I now can't wait to see again. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Maybe I'd have noticed it better if we went and seen it on the big screen like we were going to do.
Maybe. It was in the cinema for its 30th anniversary, but we missed it.
We missed it, but it doesn't matter. We watched it anyway.
We can watch it anytime.
True. And it's like, you know, at the cinema, you can't be like, mate, yeah, projector guy, go and pause it. I need to make a note.
Yeah, they're definitely not even a projector guy.
And
anymore.
then you know, right, press play, mate. You can't quite do that.
No, you're not allowed your phone out to be like, who's that?
Okay. And then the next time we see is Kat in Casper's room, I think it's Casper's room, with a lumpy ceiling.
Yeah, swirly whirly ceiling.
Swirly lumpus ceiling.
Makes me feel ill.
Lumpus scrumpus. It's really weird. It's like she's under the sea or something. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But she's like at this room all day, and then like Casper's like, oh good. He's like lingering around and he's watching her, and he's like, he's trying to figure out how he's going to introduce himself. He doesn't even know what to do. Yeah.
Yeah, he really doesn't. He's very nervous.
And then he's like, what am I going to do? Like, hey, hi, I'm Casper. Hi for.
Yeah.
It's a classic gag, man.
He says, God, I'd kill for a pinky.
It does. And you know, it's funny. I laugh about it now. When I was a kid, I laughed about it then, because that was when I realised, wait a minute, these characters do have 4 fingers. Mm-hmm. And you know, it's a thing, it's an animator's gag to mention it, because in a lot of cases, characters only have 4 digits because it's easier to animate. Mm-hmm. And you didn't really notice it.
Nah.
But I will say, when we were watching, it was either Paranormal or Box Trolls or both. The characters had a thumb and 4 fingers.
Impressive.
There's a thumb, 3 fingers and a pinky. I can never remember how you're supposed to say it.
I think it's a thumb and 4 fingers.
Well, they had that, and I was like, that's really impressive. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. To animate, especially when it's stop motion.
Yeah.
With tiny little fingers.
Totally. Oh God, they've got the patience of saints. I couldn't do it.
But yeah, Casper then basically tries to go and introduce himself to Kat, and he's not doing so well. And just before this point, she goes to lie down on the bed, and he turns himself into a pillow to try and make her more comfortable, and she kind of like fluffs him, but she punches him in the face in the process. And he's trying his best, and then he's going over trying to chat to her, and he's about to introduce himself, and she throws a sock over her shoulder right in his gob. He's like, ugh. And he kind of spits out, and that's when she turns around and she sees him for the first time. She doesn't even scream, she just faints. Or she goes, it's funny because she goes, like her eyes go, and then she just faints straight up. Casper then very kindly goes to the bathroom and then ensuite.
Lovely.
I believe. And then like sort of soaks himself full of water and then rings himself over her head to drop the water on her head to try and sort of wake her up. And she wakes up and she freaks, and then he flies away. He's out of there. And Dr. Harvey comes running, and she's like, I seen a ghost. And he's like, right, remember, ghosts can't hurt you. And he's gone through the whole script that he's clearly went through countless times, like somebody preparing for a job interview, and you've remembered everything you're supposed to say. That's what it feels like. He doesn't really, he's not had any hands-on experience. Oh. And I believe that comes into fruition quite quickly when he sees Casper.
That's right.
And then he's trying to hide her in a cupboard and everything. So unfortunately for everyone, this is when the ghostly trio arrive back home. They've clearly been elsewhere for some sort of outing.
Yeah, been on a wee holiday.
It's weird. Like one of them, like Faso's got like a trophy, and Stinky's got like a thing around his neck, like they've won something.
Oh, they do mention this. They've been to the Kentucky Derby.
Right. Was that like a race?
It's a horse race, yeah.
Right.
Or they've certainly been, maybe it's not the Kentucky Derby, but they've definitely been to the horse racing. I think they've been sort of spooking the horses.
Ah, right. Well, anyway, they arrive, and Casper basically goes out and tries to stop them coming in. And this is where we meet all of them. So we've got, I'm just going to rattle through them, okay? Mm-hmm. We've got Fatso, who is quite clearly voiced by Brad Garrett.
Yeah, so distinctive voice.
Yeah, and he's the guy, obviously, from Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah.
But he's been in loads of stuff, and he's especially done loads of voices. And weirdly, the one that sprung to mind this time was that he was the little gang leader from Porco Rosso.
Oh, right, okay, I wasn't expecting that.
The guy with the fluffy beard. Like, they all kind of look similar, but he's the little gang leader. And it's his voice in the English dub. But anyway, Brad Garrett's been everywhere. You'll know him for something, especially that voice. Joe Napote, I want to say. Napote. He was the voice of Stretch. I don't know much else about him or what else he'd been in, because I had a wee look and it's very thin. Like, there's not a lot of information out there, nothing I recognised anyway. But it transpires that Spielberg had hand-picked him to play Stretch, because he was like, he's the guy.
Wow. Okay.
Which is really interesting that he's not got
compliment.
a bigger CV because of that. And then obviously we've got Stinky as well, who's my personal favourite of the Ghostly Trio. And that was Joe Alasky. Now, Joe Alasky was Mel Blanc's successor. So Mel Blanc was the genius behind most of the Looney Tune characters.
Ah, okay.
So Joe Alasky then went on to do that in his place. Kind of like, and as along with Jim Cummings and all that as well. So he did some of that too, because Jim Cummings did Taz, obviously. But there's, you know, he was a big voice actor, especially in entertainment and cartoons and stuff. So he was perfect for this.
That sounds like a good casting.
That's it. When they walk in the door, Casper can't keep them out much longer. They're pretty aware that there's someone home quite quickly, aren't they?
They are.
Hey, Fatso, you smell something?
Yeah.
No, besides him.
Hello?
Huh? You found your calling doing Stretch's voice.
What can I say? I'm a woman of many talents. And New York is the attitude I should have all times.
Aye. That's what that accent is, 100%, straight up.
Yeah.
As is Stinky's too.
Yeah, the two are quite difficult to differentiate at times.
Chaos ensues, doesn't it?
It does, because of course it would.
Of course, they basically, the Ghostly Trio then chase Harvey everywhere throughout the house. It's madness. There's a bit where he's trying to protect Kat sort of thing, and he's running around the house and he's sort of doing a mudra. Did you notice this?
No.
He's doing that, the mudra. It's he's sort of trying to protect Kat, and he's sort of I noticed it immediately for doing my yoga. He does like a mudra, right?
Ooh.
And he's walking around like, when he's trying to think, and it's basically he's got his two fingers up like this, almost doing a peace sign, but you're putting them both together and your thumb's sort of there as well. And it's called the Turjani mudra. Okay. That specific mudra. It's actually to ward off danger. So when I saw him do the mudra, I remembered it immediately because of my yoga. And there's a few poses where you can take a mudra, and mudras can help you channel or do different things if that's your bag, right?
Cool.
But the Turjani mudra is sometimes one you see people doing as standard for certain poses. I've noticed, at least yoga stuff I've been doing. And it's like, immediately had to check what it was, because like, what is that? Why is he doing it? But it's because it's supposed to ward off danger.
Hey, but that's another layer.
It is, because of the whole spiritual thing. Mm-hmm. It's a tiny little detail that we never noticed, that you maybe didn't notice.
I didn't notice it at all.
Until now, and I didn't notice the thing with the smell...
The ventilator.
Extractor
thing.
Do you know what I mean? So, like, it's quite cool that we're not... That's like... So there is a level of detail here.
Yeah.
To be appreciated,
Very immersive.
At one point, the ghosts actually possess Dr. Harvey in the bathroom, and he's trying to wash his face.
They do.
And he changes his face into different things when he looks in the mirror. And we get some stellar cameos here.
We really do.
Right? Firstly, you get Clint Eastwood as one of the faces, right?
Was so shocked at this.
And these are the real actors playing these parts, by the way. We've got Rodney Dangerfield after him, right? American comedian. You get Mel Gibson.
A huge star.
And the last, and by far most important, the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah.
And I remember as a kid, it scared me. I was 8.
Yeah.
And I saw the crypt and I went, what is that?
He is weird looking.
And then I was old enough to make the link. You didn't have the internet then, right? Mm. I was old enough to make the link between that and the Tales from the Crypt Keeper animated show, which was called Tales from the Crypt Keeper, which I liked. Right. Because it was horror. Mm-hmm. Kids horror, but animated, right?
So you could tell that was a Crypt Keeper.
Yes, so I could tell that that's what that was. Right. But I was like, that must be what. So that means that this show's based on. So I didn't know, because you're 8. You've no internet. You can't check everything. No. But it's an incredible set of cameos.
It really is, like, truly stellar.
But that's the Spielberg power, right?
Exactly.
That's what I thought, maybe.
I think you're totally right. I absolutely do. When the ghosts are possessing Bill Pullman or Harvey, they go in through his mouth.
Yeah.
And what I really enjoyed was when Fatso is trying to possess him, is that he had to put his mouth really wide.
Oh, so Fatso can get in and he's like shoving himself in.
Yeah. He's the last one in.
I also like that he's at the top of the stairs and then Stinky just appears and goes, "Smellogram!" and like belches right in his face. And then he falls down the stairs, which is hilarious and really cracked me up as a kid for some reason. And then they get into a sword fight, don't they? He bursts out the door and he's got a plunger. And again, I burst out laughing and you were like, it's not that funny. And I'm like, this is hilarious.
Yeah, it's stuff that you obviously
He's got
funny.
A plunger, look!
Funny as an 8-year-old to see a man fighting with a plunger.
Totally. Anyway, that would be a sword fight and there's an absolute stinging line for the ghostly trio, isn't there?
There is.
All for one and one for all. Catch your pants before they fall.
There you go.
I think it's and they swipe and his kegs fall down, eh?
They do.
But during the fight, Stretch kind of like makes it quite clear that he's not happy about Dr. Harvey being here.
Who do you think you are defiling our domicile, huh?
Dr. James Harvey, your therapist.
What a way to introduce himself, eh?
Absolutely. He holds his own.
He's like, I'm your therapist, you're going to have to get over it.
Yeah.
And then he has enough of it, and he grabs the Hoover and sucks them all up in the Hoover.
Yeah. Poltergeist style.
I was going to say, what does it remind you of?
Yeah.
The Poltergeist. The Poltergeist is a machine that Luigi yields in the Luigi's Mansion Nintendo video game series.
Yes.
Which is fun and very different from other Mario games where you go around, solve wee puzzles and fight ghosts with a Hoover.
You do it, they're great fun.
But that winds up the fight, doesn't it?
It does.
1-0 to Dr. Harvey.
Yeah, good job, Dr. Harvey. Yay.
Backed up by Kat.
The next morning, Casper finally finds a way to befriend Kat and Dr. Harvey by making them a lovely breakfast.
There's a better way to get to win someone over by making them a delicious meal.
Exactly. And he approaches them to try and make certainly Kat less afraid of what he is.
It's okay.
I can see right through you.
It kind of happens when you don't have any skin.
What are you made of?
Well, you know that tingling feeling when your foot falls asleep? I think I'm made of that.
That is an accurate description, I feel.
Yeah, I think I can totally imagine what that would feel like. Why in these movies do they always have some sort of weird breakfast machine?
Well, interesting, right? Firstly, why do Americans have so many ways to have your eggs? It is terrifying and overwhelming every time I go somewhere there. And they're like, I'll have eggs. How would you like them? I'm like, I didn't can. It's like sunny side up, sunny side down, scrambled, boiled, poached, and 100 other ways.
The answer is always scrambled.
Aye, I guess so, aye. I like a poached egg now, though.
You aren't a poached egg these days.
Aye. But you know what I mean? Like when we were even when we were in Canada, it was the same.
Mm-hmm.
How would you like your eggs? I'm like, I didn't can.
How would you recommend?
And the other thing is, see the machines and everything. I feel like this was a thing. It was a movie thing and something that kids maybe were into, because if you want to cast your mind back before this, we had the Goonies, right? And Data's always making all those machines, right?
Yes.
We've got things like Back to the Future. And even now, we've got things like Despicable Me. The whole thing about having inventions and all these mad inventions is definitely something that's been in entertainment for families and kids for a long time.
Well, I think you could put it even further back, because Chitty Chitty Bang Bang has all that in it.
Aye.
So
it's definitely a fascination, perhaps, that kids have of mad inventions. Flubber.
Yeah.
Or the absent-minded professor. But do you know what I'm saying? It's quite interesting, though. I just thought it was something I noticed, and I was like, how many times have we seen an invention type? Like Wallace and Gromit, even in British culture, would do the same. Wallace is an inventor. Like,
And I think as an adult, I wouldn't mind a bit of a machine that made breakfast for you, and you just walk downstairs and it's like, here's your breakfast.
Totally. I would like to morph my hand into a little like fish slice and scramble the egg for you, because that's what he does.
Is that what you're going to do when you're a ghost?
I'm just going to be like, look, check it out, I died and it was totally worth it because I can do this now. And then it'll no work. And I'm like, oh, it was for nothing.
Oh no.
And I'm dead. Great. Also, I'm like, do you know what? If they eat like this every day, they're going to be dead soon enough.
I know. The size of that stack of pancakes is unbelievable.
I know, but it's like, can you imagine if that's what I'm not saying I'm setting a precedent that he's going to do this every day, but he might.
But you are setting unrealistic expectations.
True.
Like, first day.
But he's going to win them over.
I know.
The best way to win almost everyone over is through their tum-tum.
That's also true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he'd be my best bud if he made a breakfast like that.
If somebody turned up right now with a chicken fried rice for China Express, he'd be my best pal.
Oh, there's a queue at the door.
Give me your chicken fried rices, lads.
But just post it through the letterbox.
Just in bits, like in handfuls. Oh, it's gross, eh?
Oh, it's hideous. Casper's uncles arrive and are not very happy about the fact that Casper is feeding the new residents of the house, and they're kind of like, where's our breakfast?
Aye. At one point, Stretches are like, give me my meal! Yeah. And you see it right close up.
Yeah.
And he's pissed.
This whole scene is just totally gross.
See.
Because the uncles are just like wiring through breakfast, and it's like they're chewing it up.
It's
and
sort
it
of
just
digested.
falls on the ground.
Into little blood piles on the ground. And it looks like cakes and pastries, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, and Casper's trying to clean the floor up after them, but they just keep shoveling more in. And Kat takes a big issue with this.
Casper's got no respect for us.
After all we've done for the little glowworm.
Yeah, hey, what the hell do you think you're doing, baldhead? This floor used to be dirty enough to eat off of. But we have company. Oh, yeah? Well, company loves misery. Boom!
You guys are disgusting, obnoxious creeps.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, it doesn't get old. I love it. It's like the uncles. I was so fascinated with them as a kid because they were baddies. Just like when me and my brother used to watch wrestling when I was a kid, and we always liked the heels. Or every movie where the villain's more interesting. It's a similar thing. You've got this trio of huge characters. Get what I mean?
Also, you love a villain.
Aye, I do.
Full disclosure, I couldn't tell during the movie whether he said bulb head or ball bag. So
ball bag.
Yeah, or ball head.
It's quite ambiguous.
Yeah. So when you're watching that through, guys, enjoy.
Enjoy your big old ball bag.
Or bulb head.
At one point, Dr. Harvey comes in and he just pulls the curtains and the light comes flooding into the room. And then the three uncles are like, I'm melting. And they turn into wee puddles. And they're obviously messing with them. But I'm always like, the gag's funny, right? Because the reference is so all over the place. Ghosts didn't melt.
Yeah.
And also, the light doesn't affect the Wicked Witch. Water does. And ghost, so the whole, but it's still funny because it's a bit scattered.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And there's another scattered reference later on I'll mention too. But you're like, but I think they're just trying to get some gags in. But we nerds like me are like, that's no accurate.
Aye, no, she needs to get wet.
I'm only kidding though. It was funny, man. It's good. And it's a good gag. And for a second, I think Dr. Harvey's convinced he's taking them out. But
he thinks, my problems are solved.
my problem, the job's done. Give me my 100 grand, no matter how. Oh, also, Fatso drops an Oprah joke or something. I look like Oprah on hiatus.
He does, yeah.
And you're like, but what's the point in them eating anyway?
I know, and
it always annoyed me. I was like, why are you eating and just making a big old mess?
It's so wasteful, and it's like a high volume of food.
It's quite... Do you know what? I love it? They have this argument back and forth, and then Kat just turns around and she goes, drop dead! And then Stretch is like, too late! And it's like, that joke landed for me, and it does every time.
Mm-hmm. So Kat just joined our new school.
Another new school. She says something about being in 19 cafeterias over the years or something like that.
I think it's just 9.
Oh.
Kat joins her new school. And as we say, she's been to quite a few over the last little while. And she's introduced to her class, and the class find out she stays at Whipstaff Manor. And they decide they're going to have their Halloween party there.
Yeah, they do. And you know, the teacher gets her name wrong. He calls her Harvey Kat.
Yeah.
Which is not the best start.
I can't tell if it's just a really rubbish joke or not.
I don't know, but the one that's the wee boot, kind of one that's the wee boot lassie in the class. There's always one.
Amber.
Right? She's like, Harvey. It's like, oh, shut up, you.
But they take a vote as to whether they're going to have the party at Whipstaff Manor. But she doesn't know if she's allowed the party at Whipstaff Manor. So it's just, there's a lot of assumptions taking place here.
Nah, that's it. And then the wee lassie Amber starts coming out with the worst patter you've ever heard. And I was like, this bully must be an absolute hit at parties.
I know, she seems like an absolute hoot.
Okay, and it's like, oh my God. It's like, but then that's the thing. It's tired for us because we've seen so many movies like this. And that's maybe a negative thing to say about the film. Like, there's no original sort of thing in that story where, I get to new school, I get bullied. But whilst all the kids in the class are being a-holes, Casper comes in and ties all their shoelaces together.
Yeah, he's standing up for Kat.
Yeah, and so when the bell rings, they all get up and fall flat on their faces, and it makes me very happy.
It's quite nice that she's got one pal at least.
Well, apparently they're all buzzing to go to Whipstaff Manor, so she's probably got a few more pals now.
Also true. Later on, Kat's classmate Vic is asking her out to the Halloween dance. However, he's secretly doing this on instruction by Amber, the little class bully.
The thing is, like, he seems like he's trying to be really nice to her. Like, when she's on her way to school, he goes past on his bike and he's nice to her and that. But then Amber's like, ooh, and then it's weird. It's a strange one.
It is a weird one. Like,
yeah, it's not really a plot that gets fleshed out that much.
At all.
Any of the stuff with his kids at school is an afterthought to everything that happens. This film is about to go from about 30 miles an hour to 100.
It really does.
Right?
And I'm really glad it doesn't focus on the school plot.
It doesn't focus on it too much. It's not that interesting. We've seen it 1,000 times. It doesn't need to be there.
Nah.
But we do, having the element of the kids and all that, and, you know, showing us that she's been moved around again and what it's like every time, that's kind of important to a degree. But maybe there's other ways to approach it. Who knows? But hey-ho.
So Casper sees Vic asking Kat out and he gets a big pang of jealousy. And he wants to spend more time with her to kind of get their bond a bit closer, which is quite nice.
Aye.
Harvey is having a chat with the ghostly trio and having their first therapy session, who admit they're not super amused by Harvey's existence at all.
They're no really. They're so horrible here.
Yeah, they're really, really mean to Harvey. They're like, oh, they mention his dead wife, and they're like, oh, you're not looking for her, are you? Because we could go find her.
We can help you with that, Doc. And they start being all nice, and you're like, oh, well, are they going to help?
Yeah, and then like they lead him to this glowing closet with like the doors, like with the mist coming out, and he's like, oh my god, she's going to be there. And it transpires it's Fatso in a dress.
It's Fatso in drag, which, by the way, I'm not even going to lie, failed to make me laugh this time.
Oh.
Right? Everything about this film and everything the Ghostly Trio do is hilarious. But because I'm an adult, that feels really mean. And I was like, that is horrible. What a shame.
Yeah, it was a real gut punch.
Because you can tell he thinks he's about to see her.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
It's really nasty. It's so, so mean.
Do you know what I mean? I think that's the point. When we were kids, we found it funny. Now you're like, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Totally. We also get a shot of the outside of Whipstaff Manor where Vic and Amber have met up and they are plotting to do something at the party.
But I love it that they're talking to Dr. Harvey about everything, and it's like, one of them's like, they're talking like, we tell jokes, we throw parties. And then Stinky's like, the parties are always really dead though. Like, more dead jokes, and I just find it really funny, you know what I mean? There's also a bit where, you mentioned when the young lad comes to ask her out, Casper literally turns invisible.
Oh, yeah, he does.
And it's like, it's very symbolic, and it's on the nose, but I liked it because it's like, that's how he's feeling, because now she's seeing this boy who is alive. What chance has he got to get any closer to her?
Yeah.
I think that's how he feels. He literally turns invisible.
Yeah.
It's a wee shame.
It is a shame. And Kat is clearly quite taken with Vic as well.
Aye.
Like, when he asks her out, she goes like, yes.
Yeah, she's buzzing, aye.
We get a shot of the exterior of Whipstaff Manor, and we see Vic and Amber are plotting together to do something at the party.
Aye, so she's basically egged Victor on. Victor!
Oh, you have to say it's Victor.
It's Victor. Has egged him on to ask her out for some nefarious purpose.
Yeah, just being mean.
There's a chance to use that word again.
You love a nefarious.
Nefarious. We then see like Kat and Casper sitting having a wee chat about everything, really. And there's a bit here where you see that Casper doesn't have a reflection.
Yeah, that's right.
So ghosts didn't have reflections. I think Kat seems a wee bit bummed out or whatever. I can't mind, but Casper basically ends up turning into like Super Casper, and he's got the Superman thing and a cape and that, and he just goes running around and he goes, come with me if you want to live, and he grabs her and then flies away, right? And I'm like, that's another reference you've got mixed up.
Yeah.
You're mixing up the Terminator and Superman earlier on. What's going on?
Yeah, there's a lot going on there.
I think they're just trying to throw as many references and silly jokes as they can to see what sticks.
Yeah.
Even if they're not coherent within pop culture in terms of references, I think.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. And also, I feel like Casper is not strong enough to carry Kat.
Yeah, he carries her. So he carries her to like a lighthouse.
Yeah, he's got her by the wrist at one point,
Yeah,
I
that's
think.
it. And they're sitting on top of the lighthouse, and Casper basically recants to Kat that he doesn't remember anything about his life, which is apparently something that happens to ghosts.
Yeah, she's questioning him, and he's like, nah,
I
don't
don't
remember.
know.
And I was like, you're making it worse by
That's
asking
it.
all these continual questions.
Aye.
Like, just, calm down.
Okay, and then Kat actually has a bit of a monologue of her own about her mum. And it's really sad
It's
as well.
so sad, honestly, and it's a really touching piece of dialogue. And like, grief is so much like being haunted
Aye.
because like the silliest little thing can trigger a memory, and it's truly a really sad piece of dialogue.
It's interesting though, because it's like you said, like grief is like you have memories of someone when they're alive, but here's Casper dead and he doesn't have any memory of his life.
Yeah,
It's quite poetic in a way. I like that.
yeah, and I think especially because the inference here is that he's stuck in limbo and that he's got some unresolved business. Like,
Yeah.
we find out that there are people who've passed on, there are people who are stuck in the middle, and there's people who are alive.
Yeah.
And the people stuck in the middle don't seem to remember. The longer they are in that limbo, the more they forget of their actual living life.
I can't believe we're having these conversations about this movie, but there's a lot of stuff I just didn't realise until we've started talking right now. But there's another thing where the idea that Kat is spending all this time with these dead people. It's like it's symbolic of the fact she's no really letting go of what happened with her mum. She's dealing with all this time with the dead, and she's no really moving on and talking to the other living people. We see her speak to ghosts almost all the time.
Yeah.
Didn't really see her speak to other people that often.
No.
And I think that's quite symbolic of her not being able to move past her mum's death.
I think you're right.
There's a lot of stuff here about grief, about death, about dying, and I think that's really important, and that's a reason why I think this film is quite important, which I'll go into a wee bit more later on. But
Definitely. It's such a difficult topic to cover, but I think they do it in a really sensitive and thoughtful way that wouldn't alienate a child, but could mean a lot to an adult.
Aye, 100%.
So I think it's quite delicately and thoughtfully done.
They end up back at Whipstaff in the room, and then Casper gets Kat to bed, basically, and she's falling asleep, isn't she? And then he says what is, I believe, a pretty iconic line in this film. And it's sad.
It is sad.
But also, I used to think it was weird or creepy, but it's no.
Yeah.
Kat, if I were alive, would you go to the Halloween dance with me? Kat, can I keep you?
There you go. And I think it's sad because he's a wee boy. He doesn't have anything. He doesn't have anyone.
No.
And that's why he's enjoyed spending his time with her. And he loves her and he wants her to stick around. That's what this is about.
Yeah.
It's no creepy. It's no weird.
I know, and I don't know if it's just because this time I was actually properly paying attention that I feel this way. But yeah, because in the past I've been like, oh, it's a bit weird. It's an odd choice of words. It's an odd time for it to happen in the film. But actually this time I really thought it was very good. I thought it was really sweet and just so sad. And as you say, highlights how lonely Casper has been. And how isolated he feels from everything. And it's followed up by this really kind of tender moment as well, where Kat says, "Can you close the window? It's cold," because he's kissed her on the cheek.
Oh God, she does say that. That's right.
Yeah, and it's so sad.
Aye.
The next morning after their night flight, Kat is having breakfast with her dad, and she's chatting to him about the fact that she's got a date for the Halloween party and she wants to look nice. And he's like, "Oh, you always look nice." She's like, "No, I want to look date nice." And he's a bit like, "Oh."
I'm a dad and I don't care what you do.
Yeah, classic sort of Bill Pullman kind of.
Well, why don't you just wear a onesie or something like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and exactly, classic Halloween costume.
Dressed like a baby.
Yeah, or if you're in Scotland, bin bags.
Bin bags, obviously.
As we mentioned
Standard.
last week. Yeah. And she goes, "Yeah, don't let the ghostly trio crash my party, okay?" It's like, how's he going to do that?
Because he's a therapist.
Oh, of course.
And he's got a plunger. And he's not afraid to use it.
That's it. And it transpires that at this point, the ghostly trio are stealing Bill Pullman's coffee, which is absolute unacceptable crime. I've seen many horror movies in my time, and that's probably the most horrifying thing I've ever seen.
You know, she's talking about Halloween and she wants to look date nice and all that too, but I'm also like, every Halloween I'm nipping your head about being like, oh, this, I don't care what you dress. What should we dress as this? Should we dress as that? Blah, blah, blah. Googling things, coming up with ideas. It's just an obsession about September, October time. Yeah.
But you've got to be prepared. We see Kat exploring the manor a little bit more, and she heads into this room full of boxes.
The box room. That's what you just referred to earlier.
That's what I've got on my notes, yeah. Box room, because it's just a room full of boxes. And it's clearly not been touched in a really, really long time. And there's one crate that's...
We don't go in the box room.
No, we do not. It's full of box trolls. And there's one crate that's got writing across the top, and she wipes it clean, and it says, "C. McFadden."
Yeah, who saw that coming? Casper's name's McFadden.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
So he's either Irish or Scottish, basically.
Basically,
He's Scottish. I've claimed him. That's what we do here.
That is what we do.
Right.
Yep. So yeah, who knew that Casper's name was Casper McFadden?
I know, I was mind blown by this. Again, a detail I did not notice as a child, because who cares?
Yeah, it's the tiniest scene.
Yeah, it is.
We see that Dr. Harvey is having another session with Casper's uncles, and
Here, by the way, how the hell has this room never been disturbed? Like, ghosts can go through walls and stuff, like...
But the ghosts don't seem to disturb anything in the manor. Like, parts of the manor are really dusty.
Aye.
And people tend not to get past the front door.
Aye.
So I think as you go further into, or up in the manor, it tends to get more and more dusty. So
I see.
That's my theory.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm sticking to it. So yeah, Dr. Harvey's having this session with Casper's uncles, and Dr. Harvey starts packing up his stuff. He's like, "I've had enough."
Yes, aye. And they're a bit like, oh God, I think we've broke him.
Boys, this is serious. I think the doc is having one of them fleshy breakdowns.
Time for drastic measures.
Do you think we should break into a song?
No. I think it's time we gave the doc our own prescription.
But what about the party?
The party will have to wait.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Gentlemen.
Happy hour.
Happy hour.
Happy hour.
Happy hour.
Happy hour.
So I join in, eh?
Yeah.
We're not allowed happy hour here.
No, we're not allowed happy hour here. Scottish people can't be trusted with happy hour.
Legitimately banned in Scotland.
Yeah.
No happy hour for us.
No drinks promotions whatsoever. We're not allowed.
It's probably for the best.
Our nation historically does not have a great relationship with alcohol.
No. The ghostly trio want to help
Yeah.
in their own sort of way. They're like, oh, no. It's almost like they're like, we've broken them, we need to fix them.
Yeah, totally. And I think they're getting ready to like bump him off actually as well.
Yeah, well, they kind of have that discussion where they're like, we could do with a fourth guy around.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
After finding the box room, Kat's clearly spent some time doing it up for Casper.
Ah, she does, eh?
Yeah. And she's found all his old toys in the attic and has set them all up, like train sets and like...
It's actually really nice. She's trying to help him remember who he was.
Yeah.
It's class.
It was really, really cute. Actually, my mum had one of the toys that's in in the room.
Aye.
Yeah, it's like it's a man with a hat with a flat hand and he eats pennies.
Oh, the penny man.
Yeah, the little creepy penny man. He's got
Penny
a funny
muncher.
face. He's quite scary actually.
Is it? Oh, God.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I meet this penny man.
I don't know if she's still got it. She probably does.
You think Pennywise is scary? Wait till you meet Pennyman.
Pennyman. It was very heavy.
Aye.
It wasn't probably all the pennies in it.
Well, I imagine, eh? Probably smelled like blood as well. That coppery iron sort of smell.
Very Halloweeny.
Ugh.
So Kat is doing this to try and jog Casper's memories to see if it'll help remember who he is. And it does seem to work. Gradually, he remembers a little bit more about his mum and finds a box with his mother's old dress in it and gives it to Kat to wear as a Halloween costume.
Ideal.
Yeah, ideal. This old, musty, moth-eaten dress.
To be fair, it fits the bill.
It fits her perfectly
I've got a
well.
question about Casper's memory. If he doesn't remember anything, how does he remember he has 3D uncles?
Well, we don't know officially that they're actually his uncles.
All right, okay, maybe.
I think they're just other ghosts of the house. Like, they only really get, in the movie anyway,
Yeah.
they only get mentioned that they're uncles really once.
Aye. Whereas in the short we watched earlier today, they're kind of just like three older ghosts who
Yeah.
are fed up with Casper's nonsense that try to be nice, and they're like, well, stop doing that.
Yeah, he's not being a proper ghost.
Aye.
So, yeah, I think uncles is probably a bit of a loose term.
Yeah, okay.
Another case cracked.
Okay, I know. Well, with the dress, right, when he gives her the dress, it's like there's supposed to be this nice moment where she puts the dress on, and Kat just turned to me and went, oh, it's got a big stain on the arse.
I did see that. I was like, imagine she put it on. There's just a big bum stain.
Oh, was it an imaginary scenario? I thought there was actually...
No,
Why?
I just thought it'd be funny.
Big arse, stain arse over here. Happy Halloween, look at my stain arse.
That's the scariest thing this Halloween scene.
Ooh, the scariest thing in this movie is the stain arse. There is no stain arse. This is completely fictional and Kat made it up.
Yeah, and you thought it was real.
I did think it was real right up to now. I had it in my notes, stain arse, because I thought there was one.
I wish I'd just left it. So, yeah, we come on to a much more sad topic, sadly. And that Casper discovers an old sled that he had, and he remembers, really, his death. Which is quite sad, where he's saying that his dad got him this new sled and he was so excited to use it and he stayed out much longer than he should have, and then he got pneumonia and then he died.
It's really sad. He's sitting there remembering how he died. It's brutal.
It really is.
Eh.
Yeah.
I've actually wrote here, I think this is the saddest thing ever. I didn't remember it when I was a kid, though.
No, I don't remember this either, but I can understand why, like, you would just think he was remembering his childhood. You wouldn't necessarily, like, you won't know what pneumonia means as a child.
No, not really. Also, do you know, this is the thing. In the cartoon, there was, he was actually born to ghost parents as a ghost.
Really?
Yeah. So, like, this is new territory to have him died of pneumonia.
Yeah.
I believe he was born to ghost parents.
Wow.
I think.
That makes sense why he's a child and there's not many other children.
Aye. So although in some of those cartoons, there's one where they go to night school.
Yeah.
The night school's like all the little ghosts and a ghost teacher and all the little ghost kids. And Spooky's there, who isn't in this movie.
No.
Spooky's Casper's wee pal, who's much more mischievous than him.
Much more mischievous.
But I feel like he doesn't need to be in the movie because we've got the three uncles. And Spooky would probably take away from anything Casper. The whole story about Casper's life is more important here.
Definitely.
I understand why it wasn't included. And
I think for the narrative as a whole, it does make more sense to give Casper that sort of backstory.
Aye.
Because they do need things to anchor it on.
Aye.
Like this. Kat and Casper find newspaper clippings revealing that Casper's father had created a machine that can bring the dead back to life.
Oh, I wonder what that's going to be called.
It's known as the Lazarus machine.
Wow, what a surprise.
Yeah. Hey, original name.
Is that?
Although there's a little added fact that his dad was actually sent to an insane asylum before it could be completed.
Oh my God, I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Crazy daddy.
Crazy dad. Sometimes this movie deals with really complex subjects and then other times it just kind of glosses over them.
Yep.
Including mental ill health. So they set out to find this machine and try to get it to work. That's their new mission.
Well, when they go to do that, Casper gets all excited and goes through the wall and forgets Kat can't go through walls.
Yeah.
Slams her into it.
Yeah, she's solid.
Aye.
He's a gas.
No, he's made of that tingling feeling when your foot falls asleep.
So Kat and Casper search through the house and they go through what Dr. Harvey's been using as his office, and they go on this sort of ride.
Oh man, I seen somebody say something about this online, about how it's like this film feels like it was made just so that Universal could sell more stuff and attractions and make a ride or something.
That was me.
No, you did say that, but
That's
someone
what I said.
also said online that, because we had that discussion.
We did. It's perfect for a ride.
This thing could be a ride, but we weren't the only ones that thought of that. Somebody else had said that.
I'm glad it's not us, because it seems like it's perfect, because like you start off with in a chair and then the chair like rolls down this big hill.
It looks
goes
like
down
a
spiral
coaster, the
staircase.
whole thing.
It really
There's
does.
stuff getting sprayed in your face like it does when you're on, I don't know, example, King Kong, first one I can think of, when when she's cutting the bugs and shooting the bugs' faces off and the stuff bursts all over you and you get sprayed with it.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, you could 100% do this as a ride. At least give us a Halloween Horror Nights house that is Whipstaff Manor. That would be amazing.
That would be so cool.
People would be way into that, and they could have done it this year for the 30th anniversary, but they're having a bumper year this year.
They really are.
We were there last year and it was great. This year the lineup's insane.
It is like that Fallout house. I would love.
Fallout, Terrifier. They've even got the Wyatt Six house as well for the rest of WWE. Crazy. And I can't wait to watch them on YouTube when Halloween's over, because that's what they normally do. Put them up once it's done.
We should totally do that.
Yeah. Well, it'll be like we know that long now, so
Yeah.
should be up.
We could do it tonight. It is Halloween after all.
I don't know if they go up yet. I think the Halloween Horror Nights really tie up after Halloween. It's really soon after.
I'm pretty sure the last night is the 1st of November. Like,
Mad.
it's really tight. Like, it does start quite early and people always moan about it. Like, it starts like, I think it's the last day of August is the first day, and then the first day of November is the last day. And I think that ties up quite nicely.
It does. It gives you the whole sort of quarter of doing it nearly. But yeah, I think if it was a ride, it would totally kick ass.
I agree. It looks like it'd be great fun. I don't want to do it in the dress with the stain on the bum.
By this point, I think Carrigan and Dibbs are back in the house, aren't they?
They are. So there's something we probably should have mentioned a little bit earlier, is that when they're heading off to happy hour, so the ghostly trio are taking Dr. Harvey out for happy hour to cheer him up. When they wheek him out a window, you see Carrigan and Dibbs are sitting there waiting for their moment to get in the house.
I couldn't piece together when they pop up. I was just like, they're just in the house again. But there you go. Cool.
There you go.
This is why 2 years do this, you see. Also, it would be dead boring if it was just me.
No, you could do it on your own. You'd be all right. Carrigan and Dibbs are following Casper and Kat through the little Universal ride that we just discussed into the
Like I say,
lab.
we're the only ones that thought about it, so...
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't think about it. They don't normally miss an opportunity to market anything. But anyway.
Especially not a property that's got a huge anniversary this year.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in 10 years.
Yeah, maybe when we hit 50, give it 20 years.
Aye.
50th anniversary will do.
I'll be like, I'm going to go on the Casper ride. Like that. Sir, you're too old to get on this ride. That'll be me.
Right, you're not that old. And
I
also,
will be
actually,
20 years, I'll be dead.
aging like fine wine, darling.
This could age terribly.
It could. It really could. Or maybe you'll come back as a ghost. Who knows?
Of course, and then I'll do the spatula thing.
Yeah,
the
you've got
egg
a
for you.
spatula hand.
There you go. I've got my main person up. The house is haunted, but my eggs are always scrambled. Do you know what I mean?
There you go. I'm getting that on a t-shirt. There was a study that showed that going on Big Thunder Mountain can actually help dislodge kidney stones, so it is a medical treatment.
Yeah, I've heard that. There's the one about going to Disneyland is apparently really good for your mental health. And I'm like, duh.
Yeah, obviously. Anyway, they're on their own ride, but yeah.
I love it because Dibbs is getting it to be ninja arms.
Yeah.
When the wee machines are coming up to squirt them, Dibbs is like, ah!
But he also tries to do it against the razors, because one point where it is a bit Wallace and Gromit, this ride, where it's obviously trying to get Mr. McFadden, Casper's dad.
Crazy McFadden! Oh, sorry.
Mental McFadden.
Psycho on loose!
The links continue.
I know,
Get him ready in the morning, so it's like putting his bow tie on him, like brushing his teeth, like shaving him. So there's one point where it's like open razors.
Yeah, I'd rather have the thing that shoots the jam onto your toast, like in Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah,
It's way more useful.
definitely. And when it does your porridge. But yes, he tries to fight off the razors with Kung Fu, but they come out looking much worse than Kat does out the machine. But to be fair, there's two of them on the chair.
And the razor slices off Dibbs' head and he turns into a ghost as well.
There you go.
That's
Not
the alternate
true.
timeline. That would be cool.
Yeah, that's not true.
It's fake news!
So in the lab, Casper and Kat are trying to find the Lazarus machine and are trying to find where it is. And they're looking through books on Casper's dad's desk.
Oh yeah, and about this time, the little rhyme comes back again for the first time since the start of the movie.
Yeah, who remembers the
So
rhyme?
it's not been said this whole time.
Nope.
Anyway.
And they managed to find the button to bring the machine up, the Lazarus machine.
So it's like a pool of water.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Because I guess it is on a coast.
Right.
But I don't know why it's held in the water and how it would have lasted all this time. But anyway, let's just take the leap. But yes, the button to raise the machine out of the water is held within a Frankenstein book.
Yeah, that is quite cool. Because it's like the whole playing God thing. That's what he's doing. He's bringing the dead back to life. Do you know what I mean?
A triumph
of science over God. There you go.
And once the machine comes out of the water, they start exploring as to how it actually works. And it transpires that you require this vial of liquid to help you generate life.
I have been spilled upon by chilled liquid. The man in Paddington.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So there's one vial left, so there's only enough for one transformation, unfortunately.
Why didn't McFadden bring Casper back then? Because he was unwell and then couldn't do it and got taken away.
I think that's the inference we have to take from it. Oof. Also, like, there's still like a little bit left in some of the other vials, so why don't they just try and see if they can make more? Yeah,
and it's like, just play the long game. Get that liquid studied and figure out what's in it. And then you can make more.
Exactly.
They didn't think of that, do they?
No, they do not, to be fair. Kat is a child. So Casper gets into the machine to try and be turned human again. But while they're teeing it up for it to go, Dibs steals the vial of liquid out of the machine and Casper comes out as a fried egg.
Yeah, and I believe he's sunny side up.
I think he is sunny side up, yeah. And Kat doesn't like sunny side up.
Yeah, which is again a kind of link to earlier on. She doesn't like sunny side up. He's come out as a sunny side up egg. It feels like it should be the case.
He's a sunny side up person though. He's quite a cheery disposition.
So if he came out as like a boiled egg or something, it wouldn't be as impactful as it is as him coming out as a...
I don't know. I think if he came out as a boiled egg.
And she just opens the door and he's like, oh, what boiled egg?
Yeah, I think that'd be hilarious. And then Gaston swoops in and has like...
Eat some. This is getting meta. But yeah, she famously doesn't like sunny side up eggs, and I feel like that's there on purpose.
Yeah, I agree that they're never going to work out, I think is the message we're supposed to be getting.
Aye.
But I do feel really sorry for Casper at this point. He just wants to have a connection with somebody. Dibs and Carrigan are now well and truly on the hunt for the treasure in this cave, and they think they found a vault.
Because whipstaff doth a treasure hold.
It does. So they manage to find the vault in the lab, and they come up with this plot that one of them can die, and then phase through the walls of the vault, get the treasure out, and then be brought back to life by the Lazarus machine.
Foolproof.
Absolutely 100% foolproof. No.
All you have to do is die.
Easy. Happens all the time.
Yep.
So ensues a battle between Carrigan and Dibs to try and bump each other off, basically.
Battle of the ages.
Yeah. Carrigan is basically chasing
Dibs versus Carrigan.
Yeah. She's chasing Dibs around thinking Dibs is definitely the one who should die.
Yes.
She chases him around with a big...
Dibs disagrees.
Dibs quite voraciously disagrees. Carrigan chases Dibs around with like an axe and he spills stuff on the floor and he's sliding about and like this chaos ensues.
Whenever he throws a gargoyle or something onto the window of the car.
Yeah, that's right, because she tries to hit him with a car.
Yeah, so they get outside and she's trying to ram him with a car to ram him off the cliff.
But it becomes her undoing.
It does.
Because...
On your way, rogue! Sorry.
This wee people has been your undoing.
For I am a bogus gas man, and I'm here to ransack your house.
Excellent. Can we watch some soon?
Yes. Still game is a favourite in this house. We have spoken about it before.
Yes, we have. So yes, Carrigan is trying to help him with a car and manages to drive off a cliff, basically. Like, she crashes her car into a tree at the edge of a cliff, opens the door and falls out.
Dead.
R.I.P. However, she returns in a ghost form and shouts, "The bitch is back!"
The bitch is back! Like, it's like, alright.
Well, you were only gone for about 2 seconds.
Yeah, I know. You're only gone for a second and nobody cares.
Also, she's generated ghostly clothes.
Yeah.
Why is her ghost the only one with, like, a dress on?
Yeah, I don't know.
It must be a personal choice that the rest of them choose to go nude.
Yeah, it depends. I think you get to choose. It's like you die and then time freezes and you get like a character creation screen.
Oh, it takes me ages.
I know.
I'll come back with like a giant nose and purple
and then
hair.
What happens, It's like Skyrim or something. You spend forever on your character's appearance and you never see their face.
Never ever.
And when you do, you've got a helmet on or something. And what's the point?
There is a setting where you can make it not appear.
I think I do
so
that sometimes because I had a Dunmer, and so like I wanted, and his face was cool and I had like the markings and that, so I wanted to sort of...
Nice. I might start playing that again, actually.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a story for another day.
We like games.
We do like games. We cut to a scene where we see what is going on at happy hour with the ghostly trio and Dr. Harvey.
Much needed relief after all this drama going on at Whipstaff.
I know, after the many attempted murders of Dibs.
It's actually a clever writing device to get them out of the manor so that all this chaos can ensue.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's purely why this happens. Like, Although it does kind of tie into the story. Okay,
it does. We see that Dr. Harvey has imbibed a few alcoholic beverages by this point and is well and truly enjoying karaoke.
He really is.
He really is. So the ghostly trio have decided they're going to try and kill Dr. Harvey, and he can be their fourth member, as I said earlier. But they've actually warned him, and they decide to leave him alive, especially after he says that he's going to tell Carrigan that actually the house is theirs.
Mm-hmm.
And that possession is 9/10
Possession is 9/10 of the law, which is just a great pun.
Yeah.
I have that written down here because it just cracked me up so much.
So I think they're like, this guy's cool. Let's leave him.
It's a good play on words.
It is a good play on words. So they decide to leave the bar, and unfortunately when they're leaving the bar, Harvey falls straight into an open trench that's right outside the bar.
This is the thing, right? Few things I'd have done different with this scene. Firstly, it would have been more fun if they took Harv to like a ghost bar that had other ghosts who are all like telling stories about their hauntings or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, how cool would that be? Just like this one wee scene with some extra ghosts. I feel like if this film was done now, that scene would be there and it wasn't then.
I think you're right, but
I don't know why that is.
Very expensive.
Probably.
It was super duper expensive to do the CGI at the time.
But they made enough money on it, eh?
Since you bring that up, we'll maybe circle back to this conversation.
Excellent. I'm excited about that, and I will stop it. And also, there's always one friend, who doesn't want to go home at the end of the night, and you're like, dude, the night's done.
Yeah, and like Dr. Harvey is very drunk. Like he kisses Stinky at one point, and I was like, you've got to be absolutely blooter to
That's
do that.
got to be book worthy.
Totally. He's got an extractor fan over his bed, man.
Genuinely.
So Carrigan's ghost enters the vault, within the lab, and manages to execute their plan of stealing the treasure. How dastardly of her.
I know.
And Tibbs?
Tibbs!
He turned into a
He's
cat.
a cat now! Little Tibby!
Little
Tibby boy! Tibson! Sorry.
Tibbs comes down into the cave as well after having his multiple attempted murder attempts on him.
He kind of turns on Carrigan at this point, and no wonder, to be fair.
Yeah, she's pretty horrid, like. But Casper and Kat manage to grab the vial off of him so that he cannot make her alive again. They return to the house by Casper pushing the chair back up the ramp.
Yeah.
Because I did wonder how the chair got back up there.
There you go.
It must have a return mechanism, but he pushes it up really fast, and the ride could do that.
It could turn you backwards like Expedition Everest.
Yes, exactly.
One of the best rides in Florida, just for sheer fun factor. The whole story in that ride is great. The Yeti and the Yeti sort of chasing you as you're getting. Oh man, it's so good.
But just as they're getting back up into the house, the doorbell goes and all the Halloween party guests from school have arrived.
Including the teacher who's dressed like a lobster. He's got like oven mitts on that are like lobster hands and that.
I think it's genius.
It's a genius costume.
It's a great costume. And it's still not as bad as Shaggy's version in The Live Little Mermaid.
God, forgot about that.
If you've not seen that, look it up, guys.
Disney, it was on Disney Plus, but it was like they did a live sing-along sort of concert, and so it's a bunch of people watching The Little Mermaid, and then performers come out and sing some of the songs alongside the movie. It's an odd concept, but
very odd.
Shaggy comes out and he just looks like Michael Jackson in the Thriller video, and he's all just like, "Under the sea." It's terrible.
It's a sight to behold.
It's a costume. He doesn't have a costume. Everybody else has these great costumes.
He's just in a red leather jacket.
Shaggy's is a disaster.
But anyway, the teacher's outfit was very good. Kat and Casper have to move fast, and they decide they're going to try and get
Kat and Casper must move faster.
They must move faster to get Casper back alive. But Carrigan is already in the machine when they get there. Carrigan is barking orders at Dibs as per usual.
She calls him flaccid here.
Does she?
Aye, she calls him flaccid. You're like, that's a bit random and a bit. This is a Burns film.
I know.
So that's what you're referring to.
She is vile. I think did she not call him like a flaccid worm or something?
Maybe, I don't know.
Anyway, she is a horrible woman, so I wouldn't be surprised. However, this is where Dibs has finally had enough. He is tired of her constant mistreatment of him, refuses to help her out, and she doesn't take very kindly to that.
Ah, Carrigan. So kind of you to drop in. You know, if there's one thing I've learned from you, it's always kick them when they're down. And baby, you're 6 feet under. Oh, what a shame.
Eric Idle delivers the lines really well.
He really does.
He's funny, man. And he just seems like he's having a blast.
It does seem like he's having a total
He's
hoot.
Full Idle.
Yes, yeah. And he starts to outline all the reasons, all the things he's going to do with the treasure now that she's going to be out of the picture.
You can haunt me all you want, but it's going to be in a great, big, expensive house with lovely purple wallpaper and great big green carpets, and a little dog called Carrigan, a bitch just like you.
The vitriol in it.
I know, he's so raging, man.
He really is. But unfortunately for him, Carrigan has had more than enough of that and throws him out a window.
Do you know one of the things as well with that impression is I had a really hard time though just sounding like Matt Berry. That's what's like, carpets!
You did. The carpets is so Matt Berry.
Do it without being Matt Berry.
So Matt Berry.
Carpets. She does. She basically kills him.
Aye, she throws him out a window. She's had enough. She's like, if you're not going to help me, you're no use anymore.
You go.
Bye-bye, dibs.
And I love it, right? See, at this point, I was like, right, how is there this magic liquid that brings people back to life? What's in it? Where did it come from? Why is it needed? There's 100 questions about this freaking machine and everything that comes with it, and the fact that you need liquid to do this and to, and we know nothing about it.
Nope.
Sod all.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? With this magic red water that brings people back to life.
But
Red cola, Tizer, probably.
Yeah, it's a Panda Pop.
Panda Pop.
The last one in existence.
Okay.
So Casper and Kat then have a chat with Carrigan and be like, oh,
Casper and Kat, have a chat. You're good at this.
I am good at this. I'm a poet and I didn't know yet. Casper and Kat managed to trick Carrigan into saying that she's got no unfinished business in the world now.
It's actually, she's so dense that she falls into that trap.
She does.
What do you mean, I have no unfinished business?
So you're like, you know, thinking for a second what that means.
No, nah.
She's
just too busy gloating because she's got the treasure and now she's going to become back alive and all that. And then when she admits that she's got no business left to deal with in the living world, she basically like explodes, like beams of light come out of her.
Aye, it's like passing on. That's what happens apparently.
Transcends to wherever she has gone on to next.
Aye.
And that.
I could take a guess.
I would also take a guess, especially if that's how she treats her pals.
She just murdered some guy. She's definitely not going up.
The lift is going down. So that's the end of her. At this point, Casper reveals what the treasure is by going into the treasure chest that he pulled out the vault. And it is a baseball and a catcher's mitt.
That's cool.
Yeah, which
and
is
that's the punchline, eh?
It is.
That's what she's been trying to get. And his whipstaff doth a treasure hold is a baseball mitt glove thing and a ball. What gets me, right? Why is there an inscription? Where does that come from? Why is there a poem? Why is it on the deed?
So I think it's actually a game, maybe potentially between Casper's dad and him. That's
that's really nice. Now I feel bad for bitching about it.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry.
But you're right. Maybe it was. Aye, and that's all it was. And Carrigan's all like, treasure.
And also the thing is, it probably would have had a value. Like, it would, because especially it apparently was autographed by Casper's favourite Brooklyn Dodgers player, Duke Snider.
Nice. Okay.
So, we don't know when Casper died, but it seems like it was a while ago.
Vintage. This could be sold.
Totally. So, it could be worth a little bit. At that moment, Dr. Harvey crashes into the lab, unfortunately in ghost form.
Yeah, he did.
He's super dead. So, he died accidentally after falling into that open trench.
Yeah, he doesn't even know who Kat is.
Yeah.
Who's the girl? So,
it's really sad.
Again, she's all like, oh, don't you recognise me? It's me. I'm your daughter, Kat, or something. And he's like, Cat Blue. It's so random.
Yeah, no clue who Cat Blue is.
Apparently, it's a Western for the 60s.
Cool.
Seems like it would be Harv's bag. So,
yeah, fair enough.
Do you know what I mean?
He seems like quite a vintage dude.
But anyway, he's dead, so...
Casper does what really is the only option left for Kat to have any semblance of a happy future, and sacrifices his opportunity to return to real life to allow Dr. Harvey to use the Lazarus machine.
It's a shame, too, because Pullman looked cool as hell as a ghost.
They did a good job, actually.
He's got hair in that, and he looks... And he's got the cardigan.
Yeah.
And he looks like Bill Pullman.
Yeah, it really does look like Bill Pullman. I think they've done a good job, because it's quite cartoony still.
Yeah.
I think it still looks pretty good. However, this is obviously using the last of the potion.
The potion now.
Yeah, that's what...
Potion / red cola / Tizer, whatever it is.
In the meantime, the guests for the party have let themselves in and have set up the whole party.
Well, she kind of says when she opens the door, oh, come in, that's where the music's going, this is the room where the party is, I'll be back in a minute, and she just runs away again.
Yeah, to be fair, she does have bigger fish to fry.
Oh, so that doorbell must be loud.
It must be very loud.
Yeah, she hears it in the Lazarus pit. I don't know, that's DC, sorry.
Yeah, hopefully our Halloween doorbell is not triggering for Gus this time.
Oh, no. Every episode with Buffy starts and you hear the howl, he thinks it's the door, still.
Yeah, because
as we slowly watch through Buffy, every time we watch an intro and you hear the wolf howl at the start, Gussie thinks it's the door because one Halloween we had the door wolf setting.
Yeah, so we've had to put like ghost and various other creepy doors and all that sort of stuff to try and stop it. We see Amber and Vic preparing their prank.
Vic isn't a child's name.
I know. Who calls their child Vic?
I know Vic.
Victor.
Vic Vaughn.
Yeah, any of those. Take your pick.
Vic, take your pick. You prick. Oh, God, I'm sorry.
However, the ghostly trio make themselves useful and actually scare them away before they can do whatever prank it is they were going to do. So they stack themselves on top of each other, like...
Yeah, like minions or something.
Yeah, and then they put like a ghostly sheet on top of each other, and then we're going to go out and scare people
And
at the
she's
party.
like, oh my God, it looks so cool. And you just look like a Dorcas standing on somebody's shoulders with some face paint on.
Totally, it's really weird. But anyway, so they get frightened out of that sort of secret room they've been planning this in.
By the ghostly trio, maybe?
Yeah, it's by the ghostly trio. And they run out and then they run into like a string of lights and basically like clothesline themselves.
The ghostly trio saved the day again.
They do indeed. And Kat makes her appearance at the party and comes down the grand staircase.
Do you know what gets me? Why does Harv show zero remorse for basically using Caspo's last day's life juice? What's that about? Caspo, right? He steals the life juice, red colatizer, just straight up like, oh, it's fine, I want to be alive. So, but he doesn't seem aware.
No, I think he seems quite confused when he comes out the machine because he goes like, where are we? What's happening? Like, because he's not been there.
Given that things that when you die, you apparently forget everything, and he forgot who Kat was, I guess it's no surprising that he doesn't realise that he's used what was going to bring Casper back.
Totally, and I think at that point, he's more focused on getting Kat out of this really creepy area and dealing with her party guests.
Yep.
And seeing her actually enjoy herself as a child, I think, because it's definitely not a normal childhood.
No.
Can we also talk about how the Lazarus machine makes clothes?
Oh yeah, I don't know, it must just be part of the programming. It's like absorbs your frickin' style essence for your sweat or something and then makes clothes. I don't know.
God, I wonder what it put me in. Jesus.
I'd come out dressed like a clown.
Yeah, you would.
You sweaty clown, that's me.
So yeah, as much as Harvey's not very grateful, Casper acutely realises what he's given up to let Harvey be alive again. So he goes to his room to kind of be a bit sad about the fact that he's lost his chance of being human again. And he is visited by an angel in the form of Kat's mum.
Is she supposed to be an angel?
Yeah.
Because she doesn't look like a ghost.
Well, no, she's not a ghost. And she's clearly a human woman and she kind of floats in, but she is in red rather than the white.
Yeah.
So...
It's a bit random, eh? Like, I understand why they did it, but if you're going to bring her back as a ghost, make it more clear, or unless again as that ambiguity to be like, what is she then? Maybe that's why they did it. Maybe you're supposed to think she's a freaking angel or something.
I think you are supposed to think she's an angel because, as I say, she floats in and she's definitely not a ghost. And she's clearly not living in the same plane anymore. So,
but she's got that sort of air of I'm dead and super wise thing about her, eh?
Yeah.
I think that happens when you die, you just become all-knowing. Like, oh,
maybe. Who knows?
Who knows? Well, anyway, when she visits, you get the wee theme tune again, and it's class, man. Casper's theme is boss.
It is a pretty good theme. And she's very grateful for the sacrifice that he has made and is going to allow him to become human again, temporarily for the evening as a thank you. They have a bit of a back and forth about the time limit on Casper's humanity.
She's like, oh, you've got till 10.
He's like 12. And she's like, no, you're 12 years old.
So 10.
They don't even come to a compromise, but 10 o'clock is fine.
When I was 12, I was staying up, like summer, I was staying up all night watching Recess and frickin' Lloyd in Space and Hercules, Aladdin and all the animated Disney shows all night during the summer because I was like, I had nothing to do.
Go to sleep.
But why 10, eh? I think it's unfair.
Yeah, so on the stroke of 10, he will turn back into a ghost boy.
Bye, ghost boy!
So he heads down into the party and makes a beeline for Kat for the two of them to start dancing. And he's heading down the stairs and she's all like, who's this?
I'll tell you what though, the song, right, it's the cheesiest thing. It's like, when you have a friend and you're a ghost coming down the stairs. It's genuinely, I cannot remember, but
it's awful.
I remember I turned to you and I was like, this is the worst song I've ever heard.
Yes.
Why did they do this? Just give us the motif, give us the great music.
Totally.
Then he gave us this cheese fest that nobody remembers.
No,
it's
awful. Honestly, it feels like that copyright free like
AI music that you get now.
Totally, it's just rubbish.
God almighty.
Oh yeah, it was a really weird choice.
Soulless pish.
100% soulless. When this film is all about souls.
No, I know, and it has got a lot of soul. It's got a heart.
It does have a lot
to
of
give
heart.
us this crappy song at the end is a bit annoying.
Yeah.
Ken, what they should have done.
Oh, here we go.
Casper's coming down the stair, and all he is, everybody now.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
That
And
would
then they
be-
all just do the dance. Damn, Casper. See what I mean?
Yeah, I agree that actually would have been better. I think it would have lost some of the emotional impact.
Probably. But I didn't care about that.
But it's still better than what they had. That's
I
for
do
sure. So yeah, Casper heads down and the two of them start dancing. Oh, lovely, lovely.
That's right. So by the way, I can't remember what I said earlier, but Malachi Pearson was the guy the young lad that provided the voice for Casper, and didn't do much after this.
Yeah, weird.
Strange. But Casper as a boy is Devon Sawa, and I always recognise this kid. I know this kid's face
Yes, you do.
from
Final Destination.
Final Destination.
And Idle Hands.
Oh my God, he's the lead.
He's the lead in Idle Hands. Yeah.
Right, so Idle Hands was nearly a film I wanted to do for Halloween this year. There's just too many to choose
There
from.
are a lot to choose from.
But hey, me being me, I might just slide in a Halloween movie any time of the year, so you never know.
Yeah, it's true.
Might do it before Halloween next year, but I don't know. Idle Hands was definitely a film I wanted to cover
It is a good film.
at some point, and I
like
wanted
it.
to do it for this Halloween, but we picked Casper because Casper.
Yeah. Everybody likes Casper.
It's his anniversary as well, man. It's got to be celebrated.
While Kat and Casper are enjoying their time at the party, having a good dance, Amelia appears to James. She actually goes and speaks to him while she's on this mortal coil.
She's got that sort of weird look about her where she's like, oh, look at me, I'm an angel. You know what I mean?
Well, when she comes in arms out, and I was like, right, that's terrifying.
Whoa! I know. She might as well be wailing at the same time. Also, like, if it was me, I'd have pissed my frillies in fright. Like, because,
I'd be terrified. Like, you saw his reaction to seeing his first ghost. Imagine his
Honestly.
reaction to seeing his first angel. Oh my God. She has a message for James saying that he's not to keep trying to contact her. She wants a divorce. No, I'm just kidding.
Stop contacting me and leave me the hell alone, you creep.
I know. I've died. Leave me to rest.
Okay. I died to get away from you and you're still at me. Sorry, that doesn't happen. Sorry.
It doesn't happen. No, what she says is that she has no unfinished business in this life because she lived such a good life with him and Kat. So don't worry about her. She's all good. And she says that he has got to try and move on and that she is not to become his unfinished business because that would be awful if he died and then it just had to be this horrible loop and all this admin and
Death
paperwork
loop.
and awful. And she also says that he's got to try and let Kat grow up a little bit. And that if she wants to wear a bathing suit, that he's not to make her wear a t-shirt under the bathing suit.
I couldn't figure out how this works.
So, like, I know that certainly when I was younger, my mum and dad used to suggest that I put a t-shirt over my bathing suit so I didn't get burnt,
Aye,
sunburnt.
totally, yep.
But not under the...
That's so horrible. It'd be so uncomfortable.
It's weird. I didn't understand.
And then she's all like, I'm sorry I'm no cartoony and cool.
Yeah.
Like the other ghosts.
Yeah, I
Because
can't...
I'm like an elevated ghost or something.
Yeah, I can't
Ghost
do fun
hierarchy.
stuff.
What was
I
it?
can't do fun stuff like be a fried egg. But, you know, I'm coming in this cool red dress.
I can't even be a fried egg, but at least I look all cool and I've got a red dress. You know what I mean? I'd rather have the fried egg power.
Oh, you want the little spatula hand. That's
I mean, that is it's right. We've talked about wishes and superpowers on here before. I want the spatula hand, but not all the time. I want the option to change it. And then I'll swish the eggs about, and then it's like, look at that.
Look at that. And there was the hand that came with it, people. The hand. Just a flat hand.
Oh, dear.
Oh, very good.
But it's actually really, really nice because she alludes to the fact that Fatso, Stinky and Stretch are actually the ones that have come to contact her to get her to come and see
Yeah,
Harvey.
they came through on their promise, which was so nice.
So it's like they're actually good. And if you think about it, they're a pain in the arse a lot for Casper and they're cruel and they're mean and all the rest of it. But there's consistently times where they come in and sort of do the right thing at the right time. Mm-hmm. It's weird.
Yeah.
And I never noticed it until this time.
Nah, they're...
Like taking the Big Harv to the bar.
Aye.
Even though he died. That maybe was an accident. Maybe no. Under discussion because they kind of say it would be nice to have a fourth person.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's an accident.
Yeah.
Nah, they kind of roll with it when it does happen.
But that, I have no unfinished business, don't let me be yours,
Yeah.
was a gorgeous thing to say. I loved
really
that.
Is. Yeah.
It was. I underlined it in every one of my notes because I thought it was a really cool. It encapsulates the whole thing. His whole obsession with trying to contact her is encapsulated in that sort of sentence to say, like, didn't do it? Didn't he let me be your unfinished business? You've got to move on.
You do.
Leave me the hell alone.
Good save. At the party, the human Casper asks Kat for a slow dance, during which he levitates off of the floor.
He does. And he's all like, I told you I was a good dancer.
Calm down, you're 12.
Okay, right, you can't dance.
Yeah.
And like I didn't think there's an allusion to Casper being a good dancer unless he does say it somewhere in the movie. I don't know.
I've not noted it. If
I certainly don't have a note.
Yes, no. And we went over it with a fine-tooth comb.
I did.
We didn't really. At the stroke of 10.
When the bell tolls 10! Doesn't it quite have the same ring to it, you know? Like in Muppet Christmas Carol. Why I picked the Muppet one is because it's the best one.
The Muppet one is the best one.
Where he's like,
I'm glad you finally
when
admitted
the
it.
bell tolls 1, you know?
Yeah.
What do you mean finally admitted it?
You're always like, Scrooged is the best one.
Oh, Scrooged is great, but
It's no Muppet's
it's
Christmas
no
Carol.
Muppet's Christmas Carol, no.
So at the stroke of 10, which also coincidentally happens to be when they're levitating and they've just kissed, Casper returns to his ghost form, turning from a little human boy into a ghostly child, which scares the minds of everybody else at the party, and they are out of there.
Aye, they freak.
Yeah.
And this is, and then they all, and as soon as they all see him, all you hear is, everybody now, meow, meow. That's what happens.
No, that's not what happens. Actually, they really do Christina Ricci a dirty here with when Casper turns translucent, you're seeing through Casper to her face.
All right.
And it really warps her face.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It really warps her face. She's like, ooh. It's like one of those sort of funhouse mirrors where it just makes you look really terrible.
Do you know when SpongeBob makes some of those faces that he makes?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's like.
It really is. So Casper returns Kat to the floor, and Kat, Casper, and Dr. Harvey decide to continue the party alone, dancing and singing.
It's actually an awesome moment with them all just partying and having a good time.
Yeah, they let loose.
The best part about this too is that they go into a rendition of the original Casper the Friendly Ghost theme tune, but it's sung by Little Richard.
It's really good.
It's a tiny little man called Richard.
Yes.
Aye.
He's little and good.
It is. And he's all like, Casper the Friendly Ghost, the friendly got now. It was class.
It was really good. That was a really good rendition,
Thanks.
by the way.
It's on Spotify, so.
Oh, well, there you go. Add that to the Halloween playlist. Sorted.
It's banging.
It's really good. It's really good.
And then the film ends. That's us.
Yeah, we rock our way out of Casper.
That's it. What rock our way out of Whipstaff?
So, Mikey, what did you think of the film?
Yeah, I said earlier, right, I was really worried that I wouldn't be able to throw away my rose-tinted nostalgia specs for this film. But as the film went on, I did notice some things, eh? Like I've kind of alluded to as we were chatting there. The pacing is totally jacked in this movie.
Yes.
Right? We didn't see Carrigan and Dibbs for like ages. It's almost like 40 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Right? When they're sort of supposed to be central to the plot, but then I still sit here wondering why they're part of the plot at all. Apart from to get Harv and Kat to the house. Mm-hmm. Other than that, they have no purpose that I can see.
I think maybe they facilitate that emotional gut punch that Casper has to give up being a real boy.
Yeah.
For...
Aye, that's the reason they're there, sort of thing. I mean, they are amusing. Carrigan's quite a good villain, that lady that plays her Moriarty.
Yeah.
She's good. Kathy Moriarty. She is good in that part. And she plays the villain quite well. And Eric Idle is just being himself, from what I can tell. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I feel like it struggles to juggle both storylines, with one of them being not really that important. That you're more focused on Casper's story, and then Dibbs and Carrigan just come swooping in again, and you're like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And I mentioned the inscription thing, and it only comes back at about an hour in. Mm-hmm. So it mentions it right at the start, and nobody cares, and nobody talks about it.
And everybody's forgotten about it.
It doesn't really have any weight in the plot at all. And Casper does say at one point when he's playing, like he's been a pirate, and he's like, Whipstaff does a treasure hold, and he's like, remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Aye, so it does come up, but it's not really a focus in any way, right? But they could have maybe reminded you it even existed, I reckon, but...
Yeah.
Because I totally forgot about Carrigan and Dibbs and Inscription and all that was, you know, and I feel like pacing-wise it was really mellow for quite a while. And then it just accelerates.
Yeah.
For the last like half an hour, 20 minutes is just chaos.
Yeah, I do feel like they could have paced
We've
out
got
a
the
bit.
Lazarus, and we've got this, and we've got that, and then there's this magic water that makes it, and it just gets out of hand. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like when the Lazarus comes into it, it's like it's remembered it's supposed to be telling that story, and now it's got to floor it to get to the finish. It's like, oh yeah, we've got this Lazarus thing, now we've got to really rush to get this thing to make sense. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's no explanation as to what this frickin' liquid is either. No, I've said that earlier, but I mean, it's not really important, is it? No, I don't know. I just feel like a little bit you could have fleshed it out just a little bit, and it doesn't even have to be expensive. We're not talking loads of effects here. You could even have a flashback with a man in Dingway working or something. There was no flashbacks to his dad, nothing like that. You didn't even see the man. No. Do you know what I'm saying? But like, listen, I just wanted to get that out of the way because I said this is a film where I knew I would enjoy watching again because of the nostalgia. But you can see where it goes wrong.
Yeah.
I do think that being said, I said this earlier, and I said it about last week's film and all. It's massively cosy. It's a nice, relaxing film to watch. You get your blankets and your hot chocolate and you're sitting watching Casper. It's class, right? And I think 30 years later, I think the visuals still look good. And the style that they did it in, right? And if they did it now, they'd probably have used way more CGI than they did then.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? The half sort of animated style, like I said, with the Roger Rabbit style thing, having real people and then animating over it or with CGI this time, is class. I do think it lacks depth to a degree. There is moments where it's really emotional, like when Casper is talking about dying, is actually really sad. It's super sad. And it makes you feel for him. But it's still no massively fleshed out. Sorry, couldn't resist. Like Carrigan dying, and even Harvey dying, doesn't he really have that much impact?
No.
You know what I mean? There's no really any inkling of there being a family connection between Carrigan and the ghosts, any of them.
Yeah.
Right? Because she's obviously inherited the house, but we didn't really find anything else about that.
No.
You know what I mean?
Don't.
I do think it's important though, because I think it's a fun film for kids to watch. And I find it very nostalgic because I watched it so much as a kid, and it entertained me a lot as a kid. So it does that job. Doesn't have to tick all those other boxes, I guess. But sometimes I'm just looking for that little bit more that can elevate your film from being elevate your film from being sort of bog standard to being good.
Yeah.
There are loads of things they sort of could have done that they simply just didn't do. You know, and you mentioned money as well. I mentioned the ghost bar, which would have been cool. But like, again, that would have been expensive to animate more ghost performers, character design, all the rest of it. You know what I mean? But I do think it should be commended for introducing kids to death. So not just death, but to loneliness. Casper is super lonely, to grief because they're all grieving, right? And also the idea of friendship and finding it somewhere you might not necessarily think you're going to find it. Do you know what I'm saying? But even as a kid, it had me thinking about these dead people and about, well, actually, these people are dying. Dying is a thing. People do die. That kids need to be introduced to that sometime.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying?
I do agree with you.
But I remember thinking about death a bit after I saw it, and I was 8.
Okay.
Because you're like, well, these guys are all ghosts, and there's a lot of people dying and stuff in this movie, and, you know, it has you thinking about what happens after you die. It's kind of important.
Yeah.
So there's a few important lessons to take from it, I'd say. But that's roughly what I think. There's good and there's bad there. But I'm always going to watch it because I feel like it's nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
And I know I'm trying to look past that, but it's sometimes quite difficult.
I can understand that.
What do you think?
I think there's some really touching points in here where they talk about grief and not even directly referencing it. You know that's what they're talking about as an adult. And I think sometimes what I find quite jarring is they have these really poignant, really well written scenes about these things, and then it's just kind of like, okay, next. And it does feel like a total gear change. And
and here's Dibs and Carrigan. Like,
yeah. And it does feel like it's a kid's film, so you've got to keep it light, but I think there maybe could be a bit more consistency. It's quite patchy in tone sometimes. And I do totally agree with you in that the pacing was a bit weird.
Is it? It feels like it really just ramps the pace up and introduced all these new concepts, and the first whole chunk of the film don't exist.
Yeah. It just tries to wrap up way too fast, especially because it's not got a super long runtime.
You could even have alluded to the Lazarus machine earlier.
Yeah.
You could have called the Lazarus machine something else as well.
Yeah, like it doesn't really officially have that name. They don't really call it anything, but Casper makes some sort of weird reference to it.
So I mean, Lazarus, if you didn't know, is the person that Jesus brought back to life in the New Testament, right? But is also used in DC as the Lazarus pit to bring people back to life. The word Lazarus has infinitely been linked to bringing people back from the dead since the Bible was written.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
And so I'm like, just call it something else.
Yeah, come up with something else.
Anyway.
Yeah, but I do enjoy it. It is a good bit of fun. I do think it's sloppy at times. I really like the style of it though.
Yeah, oh, totally.
The style's good, the sound's good, the jokes are good.
It's a nice one to watch at Halloween.
It is, and it's aged quite well. Like sometimes when you watch films that are a bit older now, there's a few jokes that are like, ugh. And the closest one we came to was mention Oprah's weight.
Oprah's weight and the fact that he shouts to Carrigan that she's a bitch.
Yeah.
But you would do that in the heat of the moment if you were really angry anyway. And I know it's not an appropriate term people use now, really.
Yeah.
But do you see what I'm saying? This woman has basically tortured him and has been horrible to him.
She's awful.
I get it to a
really
degree,
awful.
but it is.
And she uses it self-referentially as well.
The bitch is back.
Exactly.
Totally.
They do, like, especially, there's a lot of use of that word in
Aye.
this film. Like, it's a weird one.
That's it. By the way, I think you're right. I think she does call him a flaccid little worm, by the
I
way.
think she does, yeah. But it's still,
It's still a weird word
it's
to
a horrible way to
use.
speak about anybody.
But there's a lot of going for this film, so I didn't want to think that I think completely negatively of it. It's just I was being highly critical this time because it was a film I knew really well, but I still really enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
And I still think it's got a lot going for it. And I think it will stand the test of time. And interestingly, I've got an article that kind of alludes to that.
Mm-hmm.
So I found this smaller site called Refinery 29. I've never heard of it before.
No, I've never heard of that.
But it was a writer called Anne Cohen. So she referred to it basically as a cultural milestone, right? And she commended the performance for Ricci specifically because she's a young girl and she's so good. She's great as Wednesday in the Addams Family movies as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I mean? So she's been part of my childhood, which is part of the reason I was buzzing to see her come back for Wednesday season 1.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it's Ricci and she's a legend. She did mention it was unfortunate that we had the word bitch pop up a few times for a film in the 90s and then there's Oprah fat joke that we see. But in reality, you said that a minute ago, we're really avoiding some of the other stuff we've seen, like for Problem Child, for example, which is almost no appropriate the whole way through, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she's like, the film deserves a revisit. And people said no one would be watching it in 20 years. But here we are. Honestly, some of the reviews said that. But here we are 30 years later, talking about it, celebrating its anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying? Talking about how it should have a Halloween Horror Nights spot.
Yeah.
So I can turn around and say to you, I want. Here's all the things that's wrong with the film. But I still enjoy it and didn't really care. Because sometimes you can look past those things and just be like, I'm just enjoying it because it's entertaining me. I can see where it went wrong and I can see where I would have changed it. But it's still solid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She had a lot more to say about people thinking actors had detached performances. And she was like, well, perhaps that was because people weren't used to acting to CGI yet.
Yes.
It's quite
That's
new.
a very good point.
But then people did it quite well in Roger Rabbit, I would argue.
Yeah.
Which was a while before this, no ages before this, but a while before this. Do you know what I'm saying? But she actually, I've got a statement for the article here where she said, Casper stands as a powerful childhood introduction to the complex realities of death and the need to let go of loved ones, even if, to echo those swoon-worthy forewords, we can keep their memories with us forever.
I think it sounds like a really interesting article and a really interesting take.
It was fab. And she also said something about the fact that when the film was reviewed, it was mostly reviewed by male reviewers.
Interesting.
Therefore, sort of skewing opinion because women enjoyed it. But now every gender reviews movies. So you get like a much more rounded and representative opinion. So I wouldn't be surprised if this movie's score changes. It's very close.
Yeah,
it's an on the fencer at the moment. We might have a Goofy movie scenario going on here.
We may well do.
Do you know what I mean? And on Reddit, man, right, which is always a riot to go to, I had somebody had a comment, the bitch is back! Only in 90s PG can you get away with that.
I know, I can't believe how many bitch bombs they dropped.
My 4th grade teacher flipped the hell out and stopped the movie for our class when that line came up.
Lol.
And so this is a classic Amblin film in my eyes. I love the score. Since I was a kid, you can't not like Eric Idle and still quote the scene when Bill Pullman says, I remember.
I think it's when he remembers Kat, because he's like Kat Ballou and he doesn't really
Cat
remember
Blue!
her.
Oh yeah, that's right. Another comment says, hilariously, some guys just went, I say piece of cake, piece of crumb, cake, all the time.
I like that.
There's a lot of comments on Reddit with people saying how much they enjoy it and how much they watch it as a kid and how much they still watch it, so it has a massive following, really.
Cool.
You know, but it's interesting, the article I mentioned also talked about inconsistent tone, as has a lot of folk on Rotten Tomatoes as well, because tonally we're laughing. You said that a minute ago about how being jarring and everything, you know what I mean? Also, some folks said it was formulaic, characters are underdeveloped, feels like a box check to create a franchise and theme park attractions. Somebody said, Casper's no good for adaptation because he's not exciting or well defined.
Oh.
It's like, what are you on about? He's an iconic character that everybody kens. And I think they did a bang up job trying to bring him to life, albeit there could have been, no pun intended, albeit there could have been other things they did here that made it better. I still think it's solid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
They run the risk of making it overly complicated.
Yeah, which they sort of did at the end a wee bit. But
A wee bit.
hey, it's an entertaining story. The story does make sense, even if it's weirdly paced.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's definitely a wee Halloween a decent wee Halloween film, get what I mean?
Definitely.
Pumpy's piping up and wants to say something about it, you know? Can't I agree more?
Yeah. Valid points. Super valid points.
All right, Kat, I'm ready for it. Give me some spooky trivia.
Well, we've got some tricks or treats in here.
Excellent.
And our first bit of trivia is, this is the first feature film to have a fully computer-generated visual effects character in a leading role.
Mental.
Crazy, huh?
Hey,
Yeah.
I guess you can't count animation in that.
No.
Because it's not really the same category, because everybody's animated. But to have a character that isn't actually, well, played by a person, but isn't actually, nowadays it's all motion capture and that, eh? I think if they did that, but I think so.
I'm not sure either. But yeah, to have it front and centre in leading role when the technology was only just developing is a brave move.
Aye, so it's historic.
It is historic. The town of Friendship, Maine is the name of a real village in mid-coast Maine near Camden and Rockport where scenes from the movie were actually filmed.
That's class.
Cool, eh?
So you didn't even have to hunt for a location. We've got one, it's got a name and it's gorgeous. We're going there.
Exactly, and it really was gorgeous. It looked beautiful. I wish we'd have seen a little bit more of it, actually.
I know. Aye, you didn't really, do you?
No,
you see
you don't
most
see
of the
much.
films in Whipstaff.
It is. Actually, which brings us rather nicely on to...
Ooh.
The house that was used for Whipstaff Manor was also used to film scenes from the Backstreet Boys music video, Everybody. Most notable...
Yeah, everybody now. Nice.
Yeah. Most notably, the ballroom dance sequence is in the big swirly floor.
I knew there was a connection because that floor is too iconic to no be... Do you know what I mean? It's
Most
it has to be
definitely.
the same place. That's what I thought.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. So, well spotted, everybody. There was plans for there to be a musical scene in this film titled Lucky Enough to Be a Ghost. It was scripted and filmed where the three ghosts sang about their mental problems during a session with Dr. James Harvey.
What?
It was dropped because the already expensive visual effects would have cost an extra few $1 million.
Just a few.
Just a few $1 million on
So
the
I mean,
budget.
that's the thing. This is why we were saying we can't have a bar full of ghosts because it would have cost far too much money.
Exactly. But they planned a musical number.
I want to see that come to fruition now.
I know. I wonder if it's on like must be hidden somewhere on like extra features or something. The breakfast scene was the first scene they actually animated, which is why Casper and the ghostly trio appear more solid when compared to the rest of the movie. In addition, the pancakes Casper serves at Harvey's were completely animated and not actually there on set at all.
No way.
Yeah.
That's good because it would have been bad for them.
They were too tall.
Too many pancakes.
They had too many pancakes.
There is no such thing.
I know, it's interesting that's what they chose to animate first.
Pancakes.
Yeah, pancakes and breakfast. I would go for that too. Most important meal of the day.
I didn't remember it looking animated.
No, I didn't notice that either. So when we go back and watch it again, we're going to have to watch out for Bulbhead.
Yeah. Ballbag, or whatever it was you thought it was.
The extractor fan over Stinky's bed. And now
The Mudra.
Oh, the Mudra, yeah. And the animated pancakes.
Nice.
So we've got some nice little things to look out for next
Great.
time. Before Brad Silverling took over, there was another director who was in charge of this project called Alex Proyas, and he wanted something unusual for the design of Whipstaff Manor. Production designer Leslie Dilley suggested up front that they should go with a haunted house that's not the usual 19th century Victorian design, and designed the manor based on the style of Antoni Gaudi, who is a 19th century modernist architect, which you can see all over Barcelona.
Aye.
He's the one that did the Sagrada Familia in the middle of Barcelona, you know, the thing that they've only just finished it and it's been worked on for hundreds of years. But it's primarily based on Gaudi's Casa Batlló. Apologies for my pronunciation.
Casa Batlló.
Yeah, apologies for my pronunciation. A house he designed in Barcelona, and it's got like wobbly outside walls.
That's cool.
And they're all like mosaicy.
Aye.
And these undulating walls are called whale jaw balconies.
That's
so
cool.
that's what it looks. The swirled ceiling inside of a Whipstaff Manor is an almost identical replica of the ceiling in Batlló.
Nice. Is the ceiling swirly as well? Do you mean floor?
No, it definitely says ceiling here, so I'm not sure if it's the one in Kat's bedroom.
Oh, yeah. It was very cool.
Yeah, it would make me feel a bit nauseous. But yeah, you can definitely, like, we'll maybe post pictures of the bits in Barcelona so you can see the comparisons, because you definitely can see it when you look at it.
Aye, cool. I'll do that.
A live-action sequel was proposed, and a preliminary script was drafted by Simon Wells when production had wrapped. Unfortunately, Christina Ricci and Bill Pullman were attached to other projects, and Ricci's dislike of the movie and doing less kids' movies means she wasn't that keen to do it at all.
Good for her. She's got to branch out and start doing other stuff.
Absolutely.
Which is where Jenna Ortega's going to go soon.
Definitely.
She's literally following in her footsteps to a degree.
Yeah. I can
And Jenna
totally see
Ortega
that.
started as Wednesday. She was 20 or something. She looks much younger.
Yeah, she does.
But she really rolls into that, and I think there's going to be a point where she's going to go, nah. She was in that Death of a Unicorn, been in other things.
Yeah, she was in the Scream franchise.
Yeah, Death of a Unicorn. Oh, she was, but Death of a Unicorn, I'd like to watch that as well.
The producer decided to produce a cartoon series, Casper 1996, and made a deal with the head of Fox Kids on an animated spin-off the day before the movie was released.
Oh, cool. There's an animated spin-off.
Yes, there is.
Hunt down and watch. I say that all the time. I've got a list. I'm still watching Goof Troop.
Goof Troop.
And that was episode 6 or something, you know.
I know, we've got quite the back
A lot of
catalogue.
stuff. I watch a lot of wrestling, takes up my time, and then also watching anime and stuff.
Yeah. And Gilmore Girls. as you
Gilmore
mentioned.
Girls.
Yeah. You've got quite the smorgasbord on the go.
Hey, variety, man.
It's the spice of life.
That is. That's what it's all about.
Our last piece of trivia for this movie. After watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990, what a callback.
What?
Yeah. Several times, executive producer Steven Spielberg approached its director Steve Barron to direct the film. However, Barron turned it down. He would later admit it was a mistake to turn down the offer.
Also, he wanted to do Casper, but he didn't. Well, he feels like he should have done it.
He feels like he should have done it. He did turn it down, but he feels like he should
crazy.
have taken the opportunity.
The web continues.
The web continues.
Crikey. There was no Wilhelm scream in Casper.
They are few and far between.
I know. I'd like to have another before the season finishes, and we're kind of, we're coming towards the end of the year now. Hopefully we can have something that comes into it.
Somebody will come through, I'm sure.
And just to reiterate, in case you're not sure what the Wilhelm scream is, it is this. And it's a bit of a classic sound effect and editor's bluff that pops up in lots of things. Unfortunately, no many of the movies we've covered, but we're still keeping an eye out, and we will continue to do so.
We will.
Kat, what's your favourite line for this film then?
My favourite line from this film is delivered by Eric Idle, and it is when he talks about kicking them when they're down.
Baby, you're 6 feet under.
Ah, Carrigan. So kind of you to drop in. You know, if there's one thing I've learned from you, it's always kick them when they're down. And baby, you're 6 feet under. Oh, what a shame.
It's like he's getting his stick up to his boss. It's the dream that every person feels.
Totally. He's been downtrodden for so long and he's finally had enough. What about you, Mikey? What's your favourite line?
Right, so I'm just going to break the rules.
What?
Your podcast, we make the rules.
That's true.
And rules are made to be broken. So I'm picking 2, right? And the first one has to be Father Guido Sarducci doing his bit. And I just, because it lives in my brain, and it has done since 1995, do you know what I mean?
So tell me, you have experience.
I have quite a bit of experience. Not, like exactly doing it, but I've studied it. And I've talked to people who have done it. I've seen the videos, and I feel very confident that with my knowledge, I could do it, no problem.
Then you can handle this.
It's no problem. It's like no problem whatsoever. Piece of cake, piece of crumb cake.
It's clearly not me that just goes on about mentions that has that little piece of crumb cake line and stuck in their head.
Nope,
There's a
you're not
random on
alone.
Reddit said the same thing. His delivery and everything, I always thought it was funny, and I always thought there was more to him. And now that I know there is, I'm really happy. I need to seek out some Saturday Night Live videos on YouTube. Do you know what I mean? Because the guy just tickles me, man. It's the fact he's full of fake confidence. He clearly doesn't know what he's doing.
Flying by the seat of his pants.
And he's like, oh, it's no problem. It's like, no, it is,
No,
clearly.
this is going to be a problem.
And my other one was the creeps line where Kat gets really annoyed over breakfast. It just cracks me up.
Casper's got no respect for us.
After all we've done for the little glowworm.
Yeah, hey, what the hell do you think you're doing, bulbhead? This floor used to be dirty enough to eat off of. But we have company. Oh, yeah? Well, company loves misery. Boom!
You guys are disgusting, obnoxious creeps.
Thank you.
It's got them all. It's given us an introduction to what they're like day to day, and it's funny. And also, I like it when Stretch calls Casper a bobag. So there's that. Well, did you actually hear a sound that stood out to you in this film?
Yeah, there's a couple of good sounds in this one. For me, it's when they are heading down into the cave or lab, and it's like when he's getting ready to be shaved in the getting ready
because one of the
pit.
things is the razors with the spray foam.
Yeah, they get the spray foam.
There you go.
It's a good squelchy sound.
It's pretty gross, but
Yeah.
it's definitely a standout, Kat. Definitely a standout. I picked a couple. Firstly...
You're just breaking all the rules today.
I know, I didn't even care. Right, it's Halloween. Everyone's going to turn upside down, right?
I hope not.
I know, it's Halloween and I can do what I want. And I've had a lot of sugar, so all the rules are changing tonight.
Fair enough.
So yeah, I like when Fatso Stinking Stretch initially come through the floor and create a big sort of display to scare away Carrigan and Dibbs. Love the roar. It's demonic. And I remember, like I say, I remember being 8 years old and being like, that's freaky. It's freaky, watch out. And I was like, that. And I remember thinking about it. And so seeing it again was cool. And it's like, again, a sound I can hear in my head quite a lot. And then the other one is, because it blew my mind that ghosts can travel through wires, apparently. And the little noise that's made is Casper is doing so.
I love it. Yeah. Oh, snap.
I know, that's like possibly my favourite sound of the season so far.
It's a good sound.
We can discuss that at a later date.
We can indeed, but it's a very good sound.
As for if they said the name of the film, of course everybody says Casper quite a lot.
Yeah, we've got quite a few Caspers.
It's a movie named after a dude that's in the movie, so obviously the title does come up. Because can you imagine if nobody said Casper, it would be bizarre.
It would be really
It would
weird.
be a bit of a slog. It would be really odd because everybody would just be describing him. Can it be bald guy that's got a bob hack? It's him.
Mikey, can you please tell me what other people thought of this film?
Of course, these are reviews from Rotten Tomatoes, our favourite website in the world. The website that tells you that movies suck when normally they don't, and the website that tells you that movies are great when they suck.
Yes.
It sometimes gets it wrong. Often.
It does indeed.
But the critics, and the best critics, they're people like you and I. You know? So our first reviewer was saying here, I was surprised at how scary some scenes are. I don't know, maybe the lights were off for too long, but Casper is a pretty okay movie. I liked the character of Kat a lot, and her father, Dr. Harvey, was alright in that family movie father type of way. I didn't think much of the three ghosts stretch, etc. I guess they're pretty much a big part, but I find them kind of tedious and annoying, which I know they're meant to be, but it isn't nice when you can actually enjoy a villain in a movie. I'm so sorry, very little punctuation here, I'm losing my breath. Overall, I think Casper is a very average story. The movie could have been so much better, more inspired, but unfortunately it went the way it did. Never mind.
Okay, so this review could have been better structured.
It could be better. Well, they get the point across that they're thinking, but the fact is, it was really hard to read.
It was very difficult for you to read, and you did it very well. But I get what they mean about it had a great premise, but it was a pretty average story. I kind of feel that a little bit. But the fact that they couldn't even bother naming Fatso and Stinky is pretty insulting.
Stretch, etc.
Etc.
The ghostly trio, please.
Yeah, we'll take that.
The next one, I don't know what this means, but I love it, right? Got it at Redbox.
I don't know what that is.
No, liked it. The boy at the start looked like Macaulay Culkin, but isn't. That's it.
Oh, that's it. No further comments, my lord. So they've watched the first 5 minutes and thought, I'm going to write a review on this.
The boy at the start, does it mean one of the guys one of the kids that's taking the photo in the house?
I think, how you were saying about the boy having the big mouth in the Polaroid. I think that's maybe reminiscent of Home Alone, with it.
Aye.
Kevin, kind of, scream.
The next one's random as well because it starts with a number again. I think this is some people must score it or they're imported from somewhere else or folk just randomly put a number in. I've no idea.
Okay.
Anyway, this is how it reads. 90. Right?
Okay, strong start.
This movie is underrated. What it may lack in some areas, it more than makes up for in magic and charm. It was also quite a technical achievement for 1995. One of my favourites as a teenager and has continued to hold a special place in my heart.
Oh, that's nice.
Fair enough. Yeah. That's sort of what I've been saying too,
Totally.
I can recognise its shortcomings, but it's an entertaining movie, innit? To me, you know what I'm saying? Next person comes out with it right away. This is why we picked it for our Halloween special. Classic Halloween movie. Of course, if you didn't see it in the 90s and hold it up to today's standards, you might not like it. But as a kid, this movie was great. Back when you didn't have a smartphone distracting you constantly.
Interesting.
The last two reviewers are my pals, I feel, to be fair.
God.
Next reviewer, yeah. all ages. LOL!
Oh, wow.
That's what it says.
And that's it?
That's it. Lot of exclamation marks. And I think what they're trying to say is people are saying this film's aimed at all ages, but maybe isn't.
Yeah.
It's possibly what they're trying to say. I don't know.
The B-bombs getting dropped.
And the last review is from our boy Stephen C.
Oh, he's back.
Stephen C was the guy he did a review for Child's Play 2, and he's obsessed with how much money movies make, and always, for some reason, links it to the USA. I don't get it, man. But he's becoming a regular, right? Yeah. And it's the USA grossed amount. Right? He loves putting this in, right?
He's got a distinctive style.
Yeah. Rated PG for mild language throughout. 1 hour and 40 minutes of what goes bump in the night. The USA grossed over The USA grossed over $100,300,000.
Wow.
Starring Bill Pullman as James Harvey and Christina Ricci as Kat Harvey.
Wow. Stephen C, I think, needs to take some blood pressure medication.
Stephen C needs to calm down, but I'm glad that they're so passionate.
Yeah,
right?
It's true.
More Stephen C reviews whenever they come in, because I honestly find them hilarious. Why is he obsessed with how much money they made? And not just how much money they made, it's how much they grossed for the USA, is the way he puts it.
So specific. I'm not even sure where you find that slice of the information.
I take it. Oh man, Stephen C cracks me up, man.
He's got insider knowledge.
He has. I think genuinely this is our first reviewer who's been on, we've read twice.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So funny, man.
Stephen C.
Thanks,
Stephen C.
And we've got a bit of a mixed bag there, but there's definitely people that agree with me on both fronts, but also people that are clearly like me, seeing past the movie's flaws because they enjoy it, because it's a cosy sort of fun film to watch, and it holds a special place in people our age's hearts, I think, a lot of us. And somebody said that, and I think that's cool.
I think you're right. Mikey, for you, is this film fresh, rotten, or rank rotten?
You know, I had that sort of journey of discovery last week where I was chatting to you about what does rotten mean, really, right? Mm-hmm. Instead of me looking through the eyes of everyone else, I need to try and look at it through my own eyes and say, regardless of what people think and what everyone's saying, I like to take in all the evidence, but really it comes down to what I think and what you think. Mm-hmm. But I think that given how important of this film, how important it is to teach kids about grief, about loss, about loneliness, about friendship, all of that, seriously, like it does, right? And it's absolute groundbreaking techniques in filming. Mm-hmm. And the fact it manages, it's a beautiful film. The town is great. The manor is fantastic. It's outstanding to watch. And I have mentioned all its flaws, which I'm not going to go into again. I think it's fresh. For me, obviously, and I know we say that last part quite a lot. Mm-hmm. For me, it's fresh. And for the reasons I just said.
Excellent. I think that's perfectly valid reasons.
What about yourself? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm kind of sitting on the fence with this one.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was doing, but then I talked myself out of it when I realised how important I think it is.
And I do agree with you. I think I'm going to go down the side of fresh. I think
it's fresh, but it's on the turn. Is that what you're saying?
Aye, yeah. It's kind of
there isn't a category for that.
I know there might need to be. No,
we're not going down that road. We've already got 3.
No more categories. 3's more than plenty. I think it is fresh. I think it does discuss important topics, difficult topics as well, and as you say, introducing them to kids. Difficult topics for adults as well.
Aye. Some folk didn't like to talk about that kind of thing, ever.
Yeah, and it's sometimes culturally a bit difficult to talk about these topics. I think it could have been better, but I definitely don't think it's rotten.
No.
And that's just my thoughts on it.
Well, that's why we do this, Kat. We decide what we think. And I understand folk may be like, well, how can you say it's fresh? You know, because it holds a special place for me. I watched it so much as a kid, and when I watched it the other night, I'm no kidding when I say this, when we watched this film, everything else that was going on and a lot of the things I worry about and stress about, and you know, we didn't go into stuff like that here. That's not what this podcast's for. But it allowed me to switch off from everything, and I just watched it and I was taken away from everything.
Yeah.
And I was watching it and I'm like, oh, I'm not sure about that, but it didn't matter.
Yeah.
It took me away, and it took me back to a place where I remember being as a kid and watching it every weekend when it came out for a while, you know? You know, I read someone on Reddit saying that they and their sibling wore their tape out from watching this movie so many times.
It happened. So I take it that means you would watch it again.
Oh, well, I guess, yeah. I mean, I genuinely wanted to go and see it at the cinema. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance, but I think it'll come up again. I'll probably watch it again soon.
I think that's where that's where I came on the side of fresh on the argument, is the fact that I would watch it again. It's not got the same strong connection for me because I've not watched it as often. I didn't watch it as young.
Yeah.
But I still like it and I'd watch it again. So that's why I finally ended up on the fresh side of the fence.
The thing is, there's going to be like when we watched Forever My Girl, for example, I was like, I'll never watch this again. It was crap. It wasn't entertaining at all. Like in any way. So there's another element. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where it's like, if it's no entertaining and I never enjoyed it or had a good time watching it, that's that's criteria attained. Sometimes that's just enough.
Definitely, I would agree.
Well, it's quite fun this, because I'll tell you, next week's movie, you don't know what it is because we're doing another mystery pick this season.
Yes, I have no idea what the next one is.
That's right, and you're going to do a mystery pick after this one. I had an interesting conversation. Our very close friends, Rab and Jade, were married a while ago, and oh man, it was great. It was they had a party. They eloped. They went away and they came back and they had a party, and it was great. And
it was all great,
and it was during the day. It was great. Going to go at 1 and coming home at 6 and then getting on our jammies by 8 o'clock. It was great. But no, it was lovely to sit at a table, and the time flew by because I was with all these people that I love so much, and being able to sit there and do that was great. But I caught up with a friend, Cameron, who I haven't actually seen in a long time. He's Rab's brother, and quite honestly, right, he's a class person, and we got a chance to meet his lovely partner, Mara.
We did. She's lovely.
Totally. And they came to us basically, and they wanted to tell us how much they liked the podcast. So, like, if you guys are listening, hiya, and thanks for listening. And it's honestly, it's awesome you're enjoying it so much.
Yeah.
Aye, so with that in mind, we talked about a few films. And then he said to me something like, "Oh, are you going to read Twilight or whatever? Because you said you were going to read Twilight." I've still not read Twilight,
no.
All right? But I've not read Twilight, so what we're going to do is we're going to watch Twilight New Moon for the next movie.
Yes! Oh, amazing. I cannot wait. Yes!
Goodness.
Oh, I'm so glad.
I'm glad one of us is excited, eh?
Oh, do you know what else though? You're giving me a double gift.
Oh, aye.
Because that was going to be my mystery pick.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh, so you get another film now.
So I get to choose twice. Oh my God, we could do New Moon and then the next one,
God,
like back to back.
It might happen, I don't even know. I don't care what I've done, man.
This might tip you over the edge.
No. Having a conversation with a friend and listener, right?
Yeah.
I can't ignore that.
Nope.
He said you need to do the rest of the Twilight series, and like I say, I'll take the penalty because I've not read the book and probably will not for a while. So I will. This is my sacrifice. My mystery pick will be Twilight New Moon.
Wow. I'm amazed. I'm actually amazed. I cannot
Did you know
wait.
any idea? Any idea?
No,
that's what I was going to pick.
No. As I say, I genuinely picked it for my mystery pick.
Oh my God.
Also, I'm quite excited because I don't really remember what happens in this one.
Well, there's one thing I can say. I slated Twilight. I mean, it is a rank rotten film after all. I did rate
for
it that
you.
way. I'm pretty sure you rated it the same, didn't you?
I can't remember.
I can't mind either.
Nah, talk a lot of it.
But yeah, I think, but it doesn't really matter. I'm actually curious to see what happens. I think there's werewolves smear in this one or something.
Yeah.
It's called New Moon, so it must have werewolves. I'm sure it'll be fun.
You're gonna have a great time. They only get better. And you loved the first one. Okay, so with that exciting news to look forward to, I'm so excited. We just wanted to say happy Halloween to everybody who is enjoying it, and we will see you soon.
Have a great time, eat loads of sweeties, have a blast, answer the door to the kids, make sure your pumpkins are out and have a great time. Watch some movies, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Trick or treat and Halloween.
We are, and then we've got a vampire movie to watch.
Oh, fuck. Didn't remind me, man. Anyway, happy Halloween. And remember, right, seeing is believing. But I still didn't have to believe that the next Twilight film will be any good after I see it. Goodness. Happy Halloween! Bye!
Bye!